Like a They Might Be Giants song that I don't know or something?
No, it's
a kid's song.
Kid's song, yeah.
Oh.
So, also, yes.
I was never a kid, so I don't understand songs.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We know.
I emerged full grown from my father's head.
Weird.
You're like Athena?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And
Are we
that's
online?
my origin story.
Yeah, we're online.
We're online?
Yeah, I think
So I
so.
can-
We're always
tweet?
online.
I think
man.
you can probably, tweet. So,
Oh, fuck. Chuck's going to tweet.
you probably tweet.
What's he going to say?
What's he going to say this time?
What silly shit is going to be Chuck's tweet? Come on. Oh,
What silly sheet will be
just
Chuck's
when he
tweet.
thought it was safe to go suck in the water.
Zing! Fucking
Yeah.
zing!
Your wit has defeated this movie, sir.
Thanks. I don't know.
Hey, we're laughing, so good job, Chuck.
yeah, okay.
You've made us happy.
Okay.
You've brought mirth to our lives.
I enjoy
Such mirth.
bringing the mirth.
Straight mirth. Oh, fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
So I realized with my whole week off between Christmas and New Year's,
Mm-hmm.
I basically only get 5 days worth of it.
Oh, that's going to
I actually only
even
get
further.
I only get 3 to myself.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, because Christmas being Tuesday
Yep.
means I'm basically there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday. So when I'm home, I only get 2 days. I get Thursday and Friday.
Do I hear one day?
One
Anyone?
day.
One
No,
day?
wait, wait,
One
wait.
day.
No, I
An
get
afternoon.
I get the 31st Monday.
New Year's Eve, huh?
Yeah, and New Year's Day, but Jen will be around, and I can't be doing stupid shit while she's around.
Man.
Can't just have my Jack in It stream.
Why not?
Jacking it.
No, if she's around, she'd ruin it.
So true.
Yeah,
So very true.
I can't finish if my wife's there. I mean, come on.
That does make sense.
No. Also, I don't have any classic video games to play, so
Oh.
I can't do a Chuck Jack in It stream.
Hi, I'm Chuck Jacking It. This is my stream.
Ropey streams.
Ropey shark.
Jacking it.
Who we got in the chat today?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I see
Who's
Nate.
still here after
I
this?
see BJ, not BJ.
Uh-huh.
I see Bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I'm done.
You don't see
That was-
Nate?
I said Nate.
All right.
I said Nate. Hey, Nate. I started with Nate.
All right.
Hey, Bill. Hey, BJ.
Oh, good. We're doing
Hey,
shout
another
outs.
BJ. It's like, it's romper room shout outs.
I know.
Okay.
I like that I do that as far away from the mic as I can, and BJ's still like, "Oh, my precious ears! They hurt so much. They're tender. My eardrums."
Tender ears.
It's something about that particular pitch you hit just drives a
just-
spike right into my fucking brain.
Filing that away for future evidence. Hey, Evan!
You've known about that for a long time,
I know it's
and
still.
you continue.
It's
One
still
day you're going to have a
amazes me.
deep aneurysm, and the only thing it can save it will be like, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It reached deep.
Yeah,
Clear it right out.
I'll be like,
That's not how you fix an aneurysm.
Sure it is.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going. Stop twitching!
You got.
And then you'd be like, "Oh, I
It'll
just
just disintegrate the
snap out of
aneurysm.
it.
It'll just,
No, no, you don't want to disintegrate an aneurysm.
yeah, you do. That's how it goes away.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you just get in there and zap it.
Stroke. If I'm having a stroke,
Oh, we're fine.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
yeah.
If you have a stroke,
because
yeah.
that's blockage, you need to.
Hopefully you're
Okay.
casting while you're having
Yeah.
that stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a stroke, try to do it here. So,
Yeah.
so Mag can go.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll just go. No stroke.
Stop stroking!
Yeah.
People said that to me on my Jack in It stream.
It took us that long to get there. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
No, I started early. So just make sure you live stream that if you're going to have a stroke.
Sure. Oi, I think I'll go have a stroke. Turn on me webcam.
24 hours of stroking it.
Probably. Good Lord.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, so Deep Blue Sea 2.
Yeah, let's talk about it for
God,
the first half.
How to talk about how they enter the water.
Mm-hmm.
How are we even going to talk about this?
I don't know.
Well, you know, you talk about sharks, and then we go to the second half.
We
And then we rate it. Good bad movies.
Man.
Go ahead, bad movies.
Yeah. Are we recording? Yes. Cool. Affirmative. All right.
Good. Let's do this.
All right.
I think we should talk about a movie.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. Yeah. That's the Jets and the Sharks. Huh? Huh? Am I right? No.
Oh.
Yeah, we need it louder. It must be louder.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
Yeah. Episode 447.
Nice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie.
Bad movie.
What we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks. However, there are bad movies. So stay away.
Oh, no.
They're getting negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags, as in giant bags of trash in which they belong.
I like how you started out Mickey Rooney and then you just devolved into just I don't
How
even
was
know
Babby
what.
formed voice?
Yeah. But yes,
Yeah,
Bags.
bags.
Trash.
Way in stain bags who killed their family.
Yeah.
of poor quality.
Yes.
Poor quality.
Shitty.
So, we're just cleaning out some movies that we've had sitting on the shelf. And I don't know why, but we had sitting on our shelf a Blu-ray copy of Deep Blue Sea
Right.
2.
Well, we liked the first one.
We did.
From deep blue sea to deep blue shining sea 2.
Indeed.
Yes. Good.
Yeah. But yeah, they waited 19 years to make a sequel to a movie some people saw. I mean, it wasn't like a huge blockbuster.
It really was not.
It was like, oh yeah, smart shark movie. Yeah, okay.
Smart shark.
Smart shark.
I'm guessing some film blog probably wrote this is why Deep Blue Sea is underappreciated, and some rookie exec was like, we got to greenlight a sequel. The kids love Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, I mean
The
it's
beardy
just,
kids love it.
it's just weird because I mean that whole like direct to video with nobody from the original thing ended a solid 10 years ago, if not more than that.
Well, they sold at least 1 copy.
Yeah, and this is from like a division I didn't think existed anymore, because this is Warner Home Entertainment. Like this was specifically a studio making their own sequel.
Weird.
Yeah.
Not like a
It's so
sci-fi
weird.
production, none of that. It was like, hey, we've got this label to put out direct-to-DVD shit.
Yeah. And this is usually the point where I tell you all the BMFcast alums in this movie.
Okay.
There are none.
Oh.
Literally, first time for everybody that's involved in this movie.
Yeah.
Do we want a plot summary? I mean, we have done it in the past.
Sure.
It's quick.
Okay.
Sure.
A brilliant billionaire named Carl Durant is experimenting on bull sharks, which soon rebel and cause havoc for a group of scientists.
Yes.
Accurate.
Yes. Yes.
I wouldn't say brilliant.
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about the movie.
Okay.
We'll explain.
Starts with some shark finners.
Like evil, shark finning people. I mean, like
They're
people,
Finnish.
Well, one guy might be.
Well, by the end of
Oh,
the
you
scene,
mean
they're
from-
both finished.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
from Finland.
Yes,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
the country
land
where
of
I want to be.
Finns.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But yeah, they're killing sharks, chopping off the fins and throwing the carcass overboard for illegal purposes.
To make soup.
Right. And some sharks come and start. Well, first they get a radio call like, "Hey, if you can see this orange smoke, you might want a GTFO." And they're like, "Bah, it's not
Yeah,
the Coast
you're
Guard."
in imminent danger.
Yeah, the Coast Guard would have identified themselves as that. We're fine.
They're like, they're coming to get our sharks.
Yeah, and the sharks are biting, so
Yeah.
we need to we need to keep going.
So
Yeah.
stay the course.
So the shark rams the boat, knocks them both overboard, and then they get et.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of fanfare. The only good thing is that they show the one dude, a shot of him like floating in the water they've just managed to gnaw off just his arms and legs.
Yes.
To which we in the studio, well, Chuck said, what do you call a man in the water with no arms and no legs?
Yeah, well, the Truly Tasteless Joke Book is always in my brain.
Bob.
For the worst reasons.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah, it's Bob.
Oh, Bob. Oh.
Yeah,
Because he's
floating.
bobbing.
Yeah.
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 What do you call him in a pile
Like
of leaves?
like a bobber.
Pile of leaves. Russell. Yeah. I can do the rest of it, but
Yep.
I'm not going to.
Oh, I get it.
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're dead, and it's like, title credits. And the title credits being James Bond shark, like wannabe shark.
It's a
James
really
Bond.
weak attempt at a like Bond style intro.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we're watching our lead, shark scientist lady dive in a bikini thing and swim with sharks, and then other marine life swims by. All the while, this Deep Blue Sea wannabe James Bond song is playing.
Yeah.
But that's about as far as they go. Like, there is no other, like, oh, we did the smoke effect into this other effect, and there's other ladies
It is
silhouetted.
so half-assed, but it is also like more of an effort than I think any one of these movies has ever made
Yeah.
to do something.
I mean, they have someone singing about the Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
They do. It's not LL Cool J.
No.
No, it is not.
No.
But yeah.
No.
But that happens, and then it's just like, and then it's like, it's weird. It makes it even weirder because it transitions to this lady speaking in front of a college class.
Yeah, she just showed that video to
And
her
yeah,
class.
and it's like, did you edit this? Like, is that Final
think
Cut
she
or
did.
like what?
I think she put that music in herself.
But yeah, she's just like, yeah. So you can see I was swimming with the sharks, and they're really not dangerous. They really just want to eat fish and seals and stuff. And
Yeah.
all the other stuff's just Hollywood bullshit. So
And then someone's like, but I heard sharks are real dangerous. And she's like, well,
well, you heard.
well, you're wrong.
bull sharks, on the other hand, could be considered the worst sharks on the planet.
Yeah, she was specifically like defending the great whites.
Yeah.
yeah,
Great whites have been maligned for
Yeah.
far too long, but the bull sharks,
They're dicks.
ooh, they are 10 times the sharks that great whites are. Anyway, there's a man here with a plastic face to talk to me about something, so I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically buys her off to come check out this research
Yeah.
thing. Because
I work
she's
for
following-
Pharma
Okay.
U, and
in what must be the only tie to the original movie
Mhm.
is they kind of mentioned, oh, well, your mother did a lot of research with... Because
Do you
don't they
think
say,
she
like,
was-
sharks and like, brain research or whatever?
I
Well,
d-
I thought that she just said like
Just
your
sharks.
mother gave you an appreciation for the sea
yeah,
or something.
I don't
mean,
think this
I-
movie has any time in
No.
the first one.
I mean,
That's the only thing I could think that would be even remotely close to a tie, is implying that this is the daughter of
Because I mean, also
Saffron Burrows'
No.
character, but
She's
Yeah,
not.
that
then
lady
again,
died.
she got et.
Yeah,
also her name is Misty Calhoun.
yeah, she's
No
Mr.
one's
Calhoun.
no one's named Calhoun in the first one.
Her father could have been named Calhoun.
Well,
My father was Mr. Calhoun.
Yes,
Please call
there you
me
go.
Mr. Misty.
Please call me Misty.
Oh, Mr. Misty.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know.
considering Saffron Burrows' fate in the first one, I don't know.
Let's just file it under goofs.
She
Okay.
could have immediately had a baby and then immediately went to Deep Blue Sea Land.
Yeah, much like the sharks in this one.
Yes.
Right. So yeah.
Spoiler.
So yeah, some people show up, including her, on a boat. I mean, it's just it's like it's boat ride out to, and there's a little
because
bit.
they bribe her off with grant money.
Yeah.
As you always do with scientists.
Yeah, well, they're
Yes.
like you'll get $50,000 just for coming and hearing the proposal, and if you agree to work with us, then we'll fund you forever. Basically,
Listen, I've been to a timeshare presentation. They never work out right.
right?
But they always say, "Oh, well, we'll give you all this up front," and then you got to sit there for an hour and a half, and they're like, well, you didn't qualify,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so fuck them."
But at least you get a free cube of Pepsi.
yeah, but this is
and tickets.
This
to
is
Disney.
Time Shark, not Timeshare.
Ooh, Time Shark.
Time Shark. Jot that
Jot it
down.
down, Sci-Fi Channel. Time Shark.
No.
It's like a Time Cop sequel, but with a shark.
Okay.
I'd watch it.
It's getting better.
All in. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like some other it's weird because like they make a big deal about like we're recruiting people, but it's Misty Calhoun and a pair of scientists that just are recently married, the Kims, and
Yeah.
and it's like they're all lovey-dovey and hugging, and it's like, yeah,
Y'all gonna die.
You're so dead.
Yep.
And this is supposed to be like a crazy expensive research facility, but like unlike the first one, which was like, we had metal cages and look how big this facility is, and we had a budget. This one's like looks
we
like
had a dock.
well, this looks like one of those like water gas stations, on above the surface, and then below it's just like I don't know
Corridors, generic corridors.
Yeah, the generic metal corridors. At least they made them so that they could flood them, So there is
Yeah.
that.
Well, they made a T-shaped hallway that they put different lights in so that
Right.
they could shoot 100 different ways.
Exactly. But yes, but there's Trent Slater.
Trent Slater.
I guess is our Thomas Jane proxy.
Man, when they introduced him, I thought they just called him translator
That'd be pretty good. Yeah.
because he's like, "This is my man up top, translator."
Yeah. He is never not in a wetsuit
No.
and never not
Flexing.
never not wet. Like he is just no matter
Yeah.
when he's wet.
Yeah, that guy's wet.
And
Yeah.
also his wetsuit's a little too small
Yeah, his wetsuit's too small.
because he's
And
like
wet.
kind of ripped, but like in sort of beefy ways. And his
The
ass is
wetsuit.
always in the goddamn frame. It's just
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
they take a lot of time showing Misty Calhoun's assets throughout this entire movie too.
Misty Calhoun cannot zip up a wetsuit.
No.
Nor can she just zip up like her shirt or
No.
jacket or whatever. It's always like
Yeah.
bust framing. They're
Which, I mean,
that's what they're doing. The whole movie is just like, hey,
Yeah.
I can't
stop
help
paying
it.
attention to the movie.
The first time she got off the boat, and it was like, because like when she was in college, professor mode or whatever, or guest lecturer mode, she was dressed somewhat conservatively. And then it's like, I'm out and about, I'm on the boat, and she gets out, and I'm like, how did she dive under the water?
Yep.
Physics don't work here, but yeah, there's some other dudes like there's I believe we called him Landon Aqua Bro because there's another
Yeah.
just dive dude.
Hairy, beardy man
yeah, just-
wearing jorts
Yeah.
and just like, Graw, let's do this.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
He's a slightly less tattooed Jason Momoa
Yeah.
guy. And then there's
There's nerd guy who runs everything.
right,
And then there's another dude who
there's
just shows up.
There's another nerd scientist
Yeah.
doctor guy, sort of guy, but he never gets any kind of intro. Like, hey, he just is in the middle of a scene later.
Yeah.
There's also
Because
the-
you asked, like, did I miss this guy's introduction? And I'm like, what guy are you talking about? And there's like, oh, him? I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't
Well, I
seen him
had to walk
before.
out of the room for a second,
Yeah.
so I thought maybe I missed it.
But you didn't.
But there's lawyer guy who recruited her originally.
Yeah.
He's
Plastic
on
face.
he's on this facility, and then
Craig.
and then there's billionaire dude, Carl.
Michael Beach.
Yeah, and he just kind of comes in and like welcomes everybody, like this is what we're doing, and Misty's just immediately like, why me? Why am I here? What's the deal? And why a pharmaceutical company? And he's like, well, look at this, and shows sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, bull sharks?
Yeah.
I just told a class about bull sharks and hyped them up as being really bad. What are you doing? And basically, Michael Beach's whole thing is, okay, look, we're building computers really fast, and they're going to take over the world someday and make Skynet and kill us all. So, if we could do the Scarlett Johansson and or Bradley Cooper thing to our brains and unlock all that power, then we could fight the computers, and then I had to test it on sharks. So I made super smart murder sharks. And she's just incredulous. She's just like,
Yeah, she's like,
you did what?
didn't you see Deep Blue Sea?
Yeah.
And you're not even Samuel L. Jackson.
No. But he does actually say Deep Blue Sea at one point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He
I think
says
they say it twice in
Yeah.
the movie.
they can't let those sharks go out to the Deep Blue Sea.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't mention in the intro, like when they were attacking the boat at one point, like there's 5 sharks
Yeah.
and they're swimming in the Mighty Ducks flying V
Yes.
towards the boat, and so right off the bat we know these are crazy smart sharks or whatever.
They're
and-
the Deep Blue Angels.
yeah, and when it goes to attack not Thomas Jane dude in his boat, he just has like a little like life alert thing that he clicks on his neck, and they're just like, oh, okay, we won't
He's
kill
just
you.
got the dog clicker. Like, no, get down. Click, click, click.
But yeah, so that just we've
Yeah.
already been introduced that they're smart sharks, and they got out and murdered a couple of illegal fishermen.
Yeah, because like
Because they're doing a whole thing of like, we have this electric fence type thing.
yeah, Travis Skywalker or whatever the fuck his name is. He's like, "Hey, nerd man, check the fence," and the guy's like, "The fence is fine." And then
Travis Skywalker.
I don't know
Wait,
what's his
Trent
name.
Slater.
Yeah, whatever.
Translator.
Translator. He's like, "Nerd guy, check the fence, you nerd. You gotta you working things and stuff." And the guy's like, "I was working."
Yeah, the fence is working perfectly.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Let's check the footage." And then they're like, "Oh shit, the sharks dug a hole under the fence. That's man,
Shark
boy, this
McQueen.
is real bad. We should, we should really murder these sharks right now because they've found a way to escape."
It's the Shark Shank redemption. No? All right, I'll stop with the Prison Break movies.
Come on. Shawshark Redemption.
Yeah,
Come
the
on.
Shaw shark.
Come on.
It's six
Come
to,
on.
6 to 1 after the other.
Come on.
The shark.
Yes, the Shark Redemption Shark. There you go.
Yeah,
Redemption.
Refention.
Refention,
Yeah.
yeah. See, we can work this. We can do this.
Yeah. No, we can't.
No.
Anyway.
Oh, we
It's
did
all
it.
bad.
We did it. Got it.
But Michael Beach is just so at one point Michael Beach is like, "All right, come with me, come up to the surface, we're going to do a thing." And he's like, "All right, here's what we're up," and then just pushes the nerd in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, "My God, what the fuck are you doing? There's sharks out there." And so she like rips her shirt off and jumps in after him and pulls him back. He does the clicker thing on the sharks and they stop attacking. They nibble
Yeah.
his shoe though.
Yes, but they were doing the flying V towards him.
Yes. And then
Quack.
they split off and,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "What the shit? How did you teach sharks to do that?" And he's like, "Come down below, dry off first, and then I'll
Yeah,
explain
she's
it all."
like, "That's impossible. You can't do that." And he's like,
"But I did."
"Yeah." What'd you just see?
Yeah. So she goes to her room and strips off all her clothes and, well, to her underwear and dries off. Meanwhile, Michael Beach goes back to his room.
I just appreciate that scene exists for like a solid minute.
Yep.
They're just like, all right.
Wet lady drying off.
We've
Yeah.
got Danielle Sav. Let's
Yeah.
use her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even like the
Salve.
first one where it's like, okay, there's at least she's going to use the wetsuit to murder a shark excuse to get her down in her underwear.
Right.
This is just like,
Yeah,
hey,
this is like we couldn't think of any
yeah.
other reason.
You're like, you wanted
she
to
got
see this,
wet.
right?
She
Yeah.
didn't want to be wet.
Yeah, we need to get her into a dry half shirt
Yeah.
so we can get that wet. Michael Beach goes back to his room, takes a book off the shelf, opens
It's,
it up.
it's Moby Dick, by the way.
Is it Moby Dick?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he opens up Moby Dick, and there's all these vials in it. And he pulls one out, and he looks at it, and shakes it, and holds it, and looks at it, and then just
And
cracks it open. And
Yeah.
Slurps that juice.
Yeah, it gets himself
I mean-
5 hours of energy.
Because it looks like shark blood. I mean, it
Yeah.
straight up looks like just blood.
Yeah. And so he drinks this down, and then starts
He wheezes
freaking
it.
out, and then starts
He
seeing
gets that
science.
mathematics meme
Oh, yeah.
like face.
Yeah, he goes full
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis, like
Yeah.
Rain Man bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets that.
Yeah, and then he suddenly understands anime.
Yeah.
And the plot of Lost.
Yeah. And then like Travis Van Winkle comes back by and is just like, hey, buddy, come on, we got to go do a presentation.
Okay. So my thing about him taking the go-go juice
Yeah.
for the brain is it doesn't change anything.
No?
Like it doesn't make him smarter. It doesn't do anything for him.
Well, we didn't have a
except-
lot of before. You know, like he was already on the juice when we met him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it does do anything for him, it's all internal. It's just the brief flash of mathematics, and we're like, okay, he did some calculations.
For like the briefest moment, they suggest that like, or you know, Misty Calhoun suggests that not only could it make them smarter, but it could like alter their personality and make them more aggressive, which would explain the sharks doing what they're doing, and then him just being like, no, full steam ahead, fuck everything, you know, science.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, in a more interesting movie, he is the one coming up with all the cool plans to get out of this.
Yes, but no, he is.
You know,
just
so like that's why you have this asshole stick around because he's super smart now and he's figured things out. Nope.
no,
This is not that movie.
no, he's just more of an asshole.
No.
Because they go to the room with the pool in it, you know, and let's do our demonstration. We go get the shark, bring the shark in here. Let's do some tests, and I'll tell you my whole evil plan.
Now, so, like they pull up the one shark, you know, up on the hoist, and they tranquilize it and all that stuff.
Yep.
Outside, like there is a point where the sharks sever the tie to the one boat that they have
Yeah.
off the dock.
This is while they're reeling in.
Right,
The
they're
other shark.
reeling it in, and then like I guess they start the boat because it is like motoring
Yeah.
into the electrical generator.
They're smart.
They're also water mammals or no, animals, you know, not mammals,
Very
but,
smart.
But how? Like, how do they get up and turn the boat on? And like, there's a choke and never mind.
Smart sharks.
Okay, smart sharks. Anyway,
Smart.
so I'm saying like the boat hits the generator and the place like loses power for half a second. They're all just kind of like, I wonder what that was.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's listen to this
Yeah.
presentation. Yeah, so he explains this whole evil thing, and that's where what's her face gets all like completely just like incredulous, like the fuck are you doing? And he's like, no, check this out. Let's check out the shark's vitals. And the dude that we'd never seen before is like lodging a 2x4 in its mouth, and it's just like, I got to get a throat culture.
A throat culture.
I think before he stuck his hand in there, wasn't that when she declared that I think it might be? Yeah, she said like without even like before they pulled the shark up, they were like, yeah, Gracie or whatever the fuck her name is like is being weird because like she was like ramming the wall or something.
No, they told her it was being weird. She didn't give her explanation until after they let it go.
She goes, she's pregnant, and they're like, no, we do blood tests all the time. She's like, she's pregnant. I've been around sharks since I was like 7 years old.
Yeah, she's like,
pregnant. So when they hoist her up, that's when the dude's like, oh,
Okay,
we got to do a full test and
Yeah.
like stuff. And first thing, instead of like going like straight for the sonogram or whatever to like, is the shark pregnant? He's like, well, we got to get a throat culture.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally like trank this shark, prop a 2x4 in its mouth, and he goes in with like a toilet brush.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to get a
Gotta
throat
swab
culture.
it, get a
gotta
DNA sample.
And it's like, that's the first test you want to do?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Just dumb.
Don't stick your arm in the angry shark.
Yeah.
No, but the shark like,
all the way down
wakes
to the
up.
shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's fucking in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably the only good bit of tension this movie builds at any point.
Yeah,
Because you're like, oh man, because I mean, you get the POV shot out the mouth through between the teeth.
yeah. They've built a thing to put the camera in
Yeah.
that's a shark mouth, which is the
Yeah,
most
and
realistic.
they
looking
just
thing.
keep, and you're just fucking waiting. You're like,
I
all right,
I
come
always
on.
say it's the little shop shot because like
Yes.
that's the first time I remember seeing the inside the mouth shot.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. But the whole time
With
you're
a
hot
shot
tub
of
time
horse.
machining this, like, all right, when does the arm come off? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
But
And no, he sees the eye move and yanks his arm out fast enough to
Yeah.
not get it chopped off.
Right.
He's like,
And then-
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he just freaks out for a few minutes, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
because the guy's like, is she fine? Is she all right? And he's like, yeah, she's fine, and I'm fine too. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone almost ensigns. Like so like the scientist couple who were there, they had a moment earlier where he's like, "Listen, babe, you do research. Well, I sold it to him like 7 months ago and
I've been helping them for 7
he's
months,
been
including
been
giving them some of your stuff.
using it to make molecules smaller.
And then for like half a second, she's like, I can't believe you lied, but all right,
Yeah, just don't do it again.
yeah, just
Well, he's just like, if this works out, we're going to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
She's like, all right then.
Yeah.
well, for half a second, she's like, I didn't get into science for money, but you make some good points.
Yes, money does make sense. So, shark.
I think the generator finally like makes some somewhat explosions.
Yeah.
Like it rattles the place enough that Trent Slater decides to go up top to figure out what's going on, and like the boat's still like crammed into the generator. Barrels of gas are like spilling into the sea now, and he's just like, holy shit! Like he just kind of looks at it all as like, oh man, and just like goes back down. Is
Yeah.
like, yeah, that.
They've done some crazy shit up there. The sharks are pretty smart, and what do we do? And
I don't think he blames the sharks. I think it's just like the boat hit the generator and shit's leaking in the in the bay.
Yeah,
What do we do?
and it just something ignites it. We never see what exactly it was that did it, but it shakes the place to where so plastic face guy is in his quarters, not paying attention to this presentation at all, just
Right.
doing his mission reports or whatever.
Well, he's actually writing like a treasonous email
Oh,
or
right,
something.
yeah.
He's like ever since he started dosing himself, like he's been getting more erratic and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And then it's like Star Trek shake the camera and he falls and hits his head. And,
Yeah, and then he goes out in the hallway and is just like, "Where's all this water coming from? This is weird." And it's like, "It's because you're underwater, asshole."
They also dropped the shark after it freaked out when
They
he had
do.
they're just like, oh shit, drop it in
It's
the water.
alive. Get it the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that happened,
Yeah.
and then like explosion happens. Everything's like all the lights are going off. Before the lights go all the way out, they see the sharks are now taking out the security cameras.
Yes.
This is what actually like the whole place is shaking. The lights are going on and off, but the sharks taking out the security cameras is what sets everyone into almost instant mode because the Kim couple are just like they can't do that, right? Like we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And the place just starts flooding because explosion happens and
Yeah, their room's kind of pressurized because of the entry pool that they have in there, but the outer hallway you can see is filling up with water. And as they're looking out the window, you just see this carcass go by, which was the guy.
Craig.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, God. And then everyone's like, the sharks ate him. And they're like, wait, no, the sharks are out there. How did one get in here? And then, Tits McGee's like, I know. So I said that shark was pregnant, right? Well, when we dropped her, she shot out her sharks. And then now there's sharks everywhere.
Yeah.
Which also doesn't make sense, but
She
whatever.
shat shark babies.
Yeah. So then
Sharded some shark babies.
somewhere near this scene is just a shot of water in a hallway and a bunch of little baby CG sharks just going like
Yeah,
20
it's a pack of like 20, 25
just
of them.
20 25 just dumb CG sharks, just little tiny sharks.
Yeah,
And they actually make that noise.
Yeah, they
make
do.
like
Yes, they do.
that
Well, I mean,
noise.
they're just following the Jaws 4 model of
Yes.
roaring sharks.
Yes. You got to make noise cuz you're a shark.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so there's killer sharks outside, there's baby killer sharks inside. What are you going to do?
Stuck in the middle with blue.
And basically, like, Michael Beach has explained to them, look, I can self-destruct this whole thing, we'll be fine. And they're like, okay, cool, self-destruct the whole thing. He's like, no, you don't understand, my research. And they're like, you motherfucker, okay.
Well, also they start how do we get out of here? Because they're like, turn the pressure up in this room so that the wet, they keep calling it wet pools. Is that
Wet
what that's
pool.
actually called?
I believe so.
Because that's fucking stupid. All pools are wet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
Except for a Deadpool.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he sometimes gets kind of wet.
Kind of.
Not Deadpool the character, just
Oh.
a Deadpool.
if you're in Arizona, it's a dry pool, because
Yeah.
humidity.
It's called a drool.
What about a pool table?
Yeah, it's a dry pool.
It's a dry pool.
Not in Star Trek 5.
That's true. You're right.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a
I
wet
just
pool.
used your Star Trek 5
did.
logic against you.
No, not against me. It
With you.
fits. It works.
All right.
Yeah, you're with me.
Um,
It's at some like the pressure does something and the wet pool kind of explodes and they all get thrown into different corridors of this place.
pretty much, yeah. Well, because they're all like, we got to get the fuck out of this room because
Yeah.
it's now filling up with water very fast.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they, as you said, they all go in the same hallway that has different color-coded lights.
Yeah.
There's,
So like one's the green hallway, one's the blue hallway, and one's the red hallway.
there's
And
also an
that's-
orange hallway.
There is, yeah.
But yeah, it's a good 20 minutes of them just like separated, crawling around, hoping that baby sharks don't eat them.
Yep.
Until baby sharks do start to eat them.
Yep.
Because like Mrs. Kim got knocked unconscious and happened to land on a raft of some sort.
No, she's got a flotation
Oh,
device.
okay.
around
Oh,
her
that's
neck.
right. That's right. She was putting on
Yeah.
So she's just like knocked out and
She's out for most of this
Yeah.
while her husband is just shouting her name the
name,
entire
yeah.
time. The two nerd guys meet up and they're like, God damn it, don't ever get me a job again. What do we do? Go over here. Let's go to our quarters or whatever. We'll hide in here.
Mr. Kim, between shouting his wife's name, he hears the baby sharks coming for him and decides. I like that he actually had a little bit of survival instinct because like he jumps to like a beam up top and just hugs it and it's kind of hilarious because like then the baby sharks just like are jumping out of the water trying to nip at him.
Yeah.
Which
That's a pretty funny shot.
It's
cheesy as
silly.
shit, but
yeah.
Okay, so we forgot one important thing while they were still in the wet pool room. The Aquaman guy,
Oh,
yeah.
right, yes.
he has. They're like, okay, we got to go out and go up top and get the satellite phone and call for help. So he's like,
Well, they're all debating like who's going to go. Like
yeah. And he's already wetsuited up. Like he's halfway ready to do this, and like they turn around for half a second, and then he is like in the wet pool ready to go.
Well, he's sitting there and he's like, I should go, and then Trent is like, I should go, and then there's just like this shot with like, I should like Misty has not been in a wetsuit. They just like they cut back to her and she's like half zipping up and like
She zips it as far up as it will
so
go.
I just like that like in the background where everyone was arguing, she just stripped
Yep.
off to get in a wetsuit behind them.
Yeah.
and she's like, no, I'm the best swimmer. I should go.
Right.
And then he's like, whatever. I'm what. You have,
Aqua Bro says, I'm South African. I live for this crazy shit. These sharks can suck my ass.
and just jumps right in the water and goes. And he takes the little what do they call that thing? A DSV, deep sea vehicle. It's one of those little drag the diver thing, you know,
Yeah.
little engine things.
it's
Yeah.
like a dive scooter.
Yeah, dive scooter. Yeah, it's a Segway for water. Segwet.
Segwet. I like it.
But yes, he jumps in and like kind of like they're watching him through the window as he kind of swims out, and then
I don't even understand.
well,
What
the
he
shark,
gets
the shark,
bumped.
yeah, the shark just like comes by and is like, knock the air out of you,
Yeah.
and then it's like later, and like everyone's like, oh god,
Yeah.
and Trent is like already jumped in the water again, unbeknownst to everybody, and you just see him out floating. Everybody's got those little rebreather things. It seems like.
Yeah, I don't know where any of them got them, but they all just produced them out of
Yeah.
nowhere. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm cool.
Yeah, whenever they need it. So he's just got that, grabs the dude, drags him back up. They do the CPR thing. Don't you die on me, Four Leaf. And
God, they missed such a good opportunity to have a baby shark come out of this dude while someone was giving him CPR. I swear to God, I thought that was going to happen.
well,
Yeah.
if it had been anyone besides Misty, I
Yeah.
might have bought it. But
Even
yeah,
if it had just been a jump scare of it coming out of his mouth.
Well, no,
while
I mean, like, if Misty had been doing mouth to mouth, and then like she's just like "Wah!" and pulls back, and the shark is like latched
Yeah.
onto her mouth from doing CPR.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious. But no, they revive this dude. He's just like whoa, and he's for whatever this is, again before the wet pool explodes.
Yeah.
But he's leaning over, and he kind of gets the Samuel L. Jackson death because he's just like, man, these sharks are wild, man. We just got to get out of here. And like shark just comes out of it and just yoink, and doesn't take all of them, just takes his head.
Yeah.
And the only good, like, this is a really bad CG shot of this happening, but they have a really good, like, obviously it was just a dude with like green thing on his head, but he just does a really good headless like
Yeah. Just a real wobbly body, just like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
the decapitated like body motion was pretty good.
It's a good flop.
Yeah, and then they're all just that's what really like that's what sets them off even further, and then the wet pool explodes because they weren't watching the pressure.
But and this also leads to the conversation with all of them with Rich, not Samuel L. Jackson. You know, him defending all of it. He's like, but look at all the research we've done. And he's like, and then one dude's like, tell that to Michael. Oh wait, you can't because his head just got bit off by a fucking shark.
Yeah. He's like, oh, by the way, I quit.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
he
he
says all
talks
that.
some
He's
shit
like,
and
he's
he's
like,
like-
what'd you say to me? He's like, I said, fuck you. What are you gonna do? Fire me? I quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also her, like, she has her one true freak out because she's like, I've been teaching people that sharks aren't monsters.
Yeah.
And what do?
Yeah.
You've turned these sharks into monsters.
He-
and
he-
then she's just like, she's in big conversation. She's just like, we have to kill these fucking sharks.
He says something like, we can't because they will save us from the supercomputers. And there's a good, like, 7-second shot of her where it looks like she's trying to push her skull out of her face. Like, just, I can't fucking
She
believe
can't-
you're saying this
she
shit.
Can't handle the shit she's about to hear.
The thing about this movie is like, pick one source. Like, I feel like that's what works about the first Deep Blue Sea is it's very much just the Frankenstein model.
Yeah.
This one's like dancing in the Frankenstein pool and dancing in the Moby Dick pool, and it's like, yeah, the Dick pool. That one's wet.
Can be.
I'm just saying, like, it's like it. And then they're throwing
Well,
Greek
then it's-
mythology shit out there too. 'cause,
And then
like,
it's Gremlins.
yes, and then it's Gremlins.
It's just like, uh-oh, we got the shark wet, and now there's a
Yeah,
million sharks.
Because just the rest of the movie is going to be just everyone avoiding the little sharks.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're stuck inside, and the only thing inside are the little sharks. Now, okay, there was another bit when dude was taking the super juice in his quarters, and he had the conversation with Travis or whatever his name is.
Craig.
And yeah, no, yes,
Trent.
Third base.
whatever. And there's just a shot of the shark outside the window, sitting there
yeah.
listening to the whole
Listening to
evil
him,
plan, which is apparently what launches the whole thing into motion. Why the shark is just
Yeah,
like,
because-
fuck that, we're going to turn on their boats and spill all their
Yeah,
gas.
because he said once he had what he wanted,
Yeah.
he'd kill off the sharks.
Yeah, and the sharks were like, well, fuck that. We're not doing your little SeaWorld stunt spectacular show for you anymore. So,
Yeah.
there's all little bits of dumb stuff, but then finally when they set everything up and put everyone in these hallways, it's just, oh, okay, it's just the unseen little tiny sharks inside. All the big sharks stay outside.
Right.
And now it's just 20 minutes of get away from the tiny sharks.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, one dude gets his head bit off because like he got stuck halfway through a door. It was like, were they crawling through something, and that's why half of him was sticking out? Because like the one nerd
he went into a shower.
Is that
and
what it was?
And the water spilled over the top of it, and all the sharks went woohoo and came over.
because I thought like his friend was like trying to pull him through something.
No, he was hiding on top of the
Oh, okay.
on top of his bunk.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, so he dies, then Mrs. Kim dies. It's like, because when she finally wakes up from her brain injury, she like is just like stumbling around, and like her
bringery.
yeah, her husband is like down at the end of a hall, like behind a door, like hey, and she's just like doesn't even see him, and he's like,
They do the
Comes-
scream to death.
Yeah.
It's absurd. It's just he is banging and shouting at her, and she doesn't hear him, and then just comes back anyway, and he's just like, the baby
he's
sharks
like, turn
run.
around, sharks behind you,
And she's like, oh no, and then he just has to watch her get eaten.
yep, and then he wants to die.
Yeah, and she does pop up with like half her face eaten
Right,
off. And-
Which he just stares at her through the the porthole,
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, the other thing that happened before the death started happening is what's his name? Carl was like in the orange hallway by himself.
He was.
And Trent and Misty were like in another hallway, and they met back up with him, and of course did the "you son of a bitch," and like, well, later we'll deal with that later.
Right.
So they're like working together. And he's like, "There's one air vent that has a ladder out of it for maintenance purposes. We just got to get there, and we can climb out." And he's like, "Okay, cool, let's do that."
Well, Misty does the dumbest thing you can do in this kind of situation. Is she's like, when we get back up topside, I'm going to report you. It's like, no, shut your face. Just get to safety and then report him. You don't have to tell him that because he's going to do evil, dumb shit to make sure you don't get up top, which is what he does. She like, I'll go this way to check on a thing, and then he breaks off the handle of the door. And then she's like, "You son of a bitch!" All right.
So she's trapped out with the sharks and has to survive. The two of them, he's like, "What are we going to do? We got to get up top and report this. You can get revenge on me later, but we got to go at least call for help." Now they do. They go upstairs, and again they see all the wreckage and everything. They have a little sat phone box, which is really weird. Like, I don't know why you couldn't take the sat phone with you down below.
Yeah,
or
you should
whatever.
totally be
It
able
probably won't work.
Probably
down
maybe
below.
work,
No,
I don't know.
No, pretty unlikely with
Yeah.
all the metal and
They're
all the
not
water.
that far below the surface, I'll say.
Well, there was
lot of metal.
There was an elevator talk, and it did take them a really long time to climb up these shafts. But
Only
anyway,
because they made it look like it took a long
well,
time.
sure. But he gets upstairs, gets the sat phone, picks it up, and he treats it like a walkie-talkie. He goes boop boop.
He doesn't even do that. He
It's like
treats it like an answering machine
Yeah,
message.
like he's
Yeah,
calling
he's
a
just like,
voicemail.
Coast Guard, this is Aqueous or whatever, and fire, sharks, everything's bad. Help us.
He literally
And
says
then-
all the things.
all the things.
The place is flooded. It's on fire. There's sharks everywhere. Please get here.
Yeah. And then just like sets it down. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, no, it's a phone.
Yeah.
Like,
Call someone else.
also make sure it went through. Like,
Yeah.
Call
Yeah,
any
he just leaves that one voicemail and is just like, all right, cool, that's done.
yeah.
It's like,
Let's get back to saving everyone.
No, I would continue to do that.
And I think he's about to he confronts the dude for his key because we have seen that he has like a red key around his neck, Carl, and he's like, "Give me your key, or I'll beat the fuck out of you."
he's
And
got the
like,
missile silo key.
So finally, he's like, "Fine, here's the key." So he's like, "I'm going to go down and rescue everybody," and that's when people were already like the nerd dude and
the surviving nerd and the surviving husband have started to come up. Nerd had to give husband guy a pep talk saying, "She would want you to live, bro. Come on." And he's like, "No, let me die." And he's like, "Fuck that. Come on, you're coming with me." So they both climb up the stair or the ladder as the water is rising.
yeah, like all of a sudden the water is rising very fast, and Mr. Kim is like lower in the thing, and he's kind of like, "Hey, dude, climb faster, climb faster," and he's just like, "Oh,
It's so hard.
there's so many stairs,
Too many rungs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nerd guy gets out, and they turn around to pull the other guy out, and they do, except it's only half of him.
Yep.
As his guts and tiny sharks spill out of him.
Yep.
And they're like,
Pretty grotesque shot.
and they're like, oh.
And he says something, and then they just like let him go.
Yeah, he's like, deepest, bluest. And it's like, okay, he's gone.
Maybe he's like, "Do you want to build a snowman?" And then just let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're like, okay.
And Misty is just like decided, well, fuck this. I'm probably not getting out any other way. So she's like, "Give me a rebreather, and I'm going to jump through the
She goes through the wet pool.
and just swims out."
Yep.
And gets out, and then they're all like, "Swim, girl, swim!" Because they're like, sharks following behind her, and then she just gets out fine. Like, it's weird because like from the point that this movie like starts the shit really going down, where you're facing something more than baby sharks. It's like it did a better job of setting up tension.
Yeah.
Prior to the shit going down.
Yeah.
Because like the second the shit starts going down, it's just like, yeah, you can swim faster than the super sharks.
Well, so there's a boat past the perimeter that eventually they try to get to.
It's the same boat. It's
But when she pops up, she is closer to that boat than she is to the dock. They call her to come over to the dock, and then it's later. They're like, "Hey, look at that boat. Let's go get it." It's
because they're standing, like they're all there, they're safe on the surface, and they're like, well, I guess we just wait for help.
yeah.
Before this happens, first a drone shows up.
Oh god.
Because like they're like, oh, they sent out a drone like to make sure we weren't calling it a prank call.
That's what the Coast Guard does.
Right.
Send
Instead
out
of just
the drone.
like, it's probably a prank call. These research facilities are always doing
well,
this.
I mean, the place is on fire.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's nighttime. The drone is going to see all of that.
Yeah, probably from further away because it gets all the way up there and they're like, the drone, hey, drone. And then, of course, Shark is like, "Rah,
Yeah,
drone.
because as we know, everyone flies a drone 5 feet off the ground
That's how they work.
or the water.
Yeah, but they eat the drone and they're like, shit.
I like that the Coast Guard has a drone that you buy from Best Buy.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like like that thing's battery would last 30 minutes max.
It's also painted like a hot dog.
It is. I'm saying like real drones are like big because
Yeah.
they have big batteries and they go for long distances
Yeah.
and
No, this is
not like cell phone range,
This is
like
a
Wi-Fi range.
Orange Julius drone.
Yeah.
But yes,
Brought you the worst beverage in the world.
but right after the shark eats the drone, like they're like, oh great, can't we just catch a break? And then the place goes like shimmy,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh no, that's the struts of the platform cracking. Like this whole thing is about to be in the water. Which I mean, do they mean it's going to sink?
It's already in the water.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
you know.
it's gonna lose structural integrity.
I mean, you would think that you would build the top of your thing to float if it came unbuckled or whatever.
Sure.
But water. But then they're like, oh no, we need that boat like now.
they're like, but I don't want to get in the water, and they're like, you're gonna get in the water soon here anyway.
Yeah.
And then nerd guy's like, yeah, but, and then lady just pushes him in,
And for
like,
half a second, girls, he's like, didn't that feel good? She's like, shut the fuck up.
yeah, and like he goes under like immediately. Like,
Yeah, nerd dude does,
he's
yeah.
just like, okay, well, he's gone. So she jumps in and swims over to the boat.
Well, she and Trent are swimming like much faster than
Yes.
Carl is.
Carl doesn't get into the last minute.
Also, he's not a swimmer. Like they're professional divers and
Yes.
stuff. So like they're hauling ass to the boat
He's
just as the
dog
shark
paddling
fin is
over
like
that
coming
way.
right at them.
Right.
And it's just like, no, fuck y'all guys, and just like threads the needle between them and goes right after Carl. It's like,
Did
Yeah.
we ever establish why the clicker doesn't work anymore?
no.
Because they don't want it to work anymore. They're too smart for the clicker.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
They never do in the movie, though, do they?
No,
they
the-
never say anything
Because
about the clicker
yeah,
not working.
because
does-
when
the clicker
when the
fucking
shark
works.
is chasing her, you can see the clicker hanging around the guy's neck.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, you're a dick.
Yeah.
Use the clicker at
Yeah.
least. Give it a shot.
Yeah, no, the
guy.
movie never established that the thing didn't work anymore.
Right.
It's
I
just
thought maybe I missed something where they're
No.
like, "Oh no, the clicker doesn't
No.
work," and
nope.
Uh-uh.
They just decided, oh, they're probably too
Nope.
smart for the clicker. Don't
Yeah.
use the clicker.
Nope.
Does
Movie's-
it- does
the
anyone
movie's
have-
just bad at its
Batteries
job.
are dead. Does anyone have some CR 2032s? I think they are. I mean, oh fuck, we should have got some extras.
Yeah.
Where's the Harmony remote? It uses the same ones.
Get the garage door opener. What do you mean we have a garage door opener? God damn it.
So main shark is swimming right towards Michael Beach, and Michael Beach is just like, well, all right. So he goes under the water, and so he can watch the shark coming at him face to face, and he just screams at the shark, and the shark's like, all right, cool, and veers off, and he pops out of the water like he's doing synchronized swimming, like just like, I told you, I'm the alpha shark, I'm king of the world. And as he's doing that, the shark comes up from underneath him and just raises him in this. It's a good shot.
I gathered that the shark that was charging him was not the main mama shark, whatever her name was. Was it
Bella.
Bella?
I thought
It was
He
supposed
said
to
it
be.
was.
Yeah.
It
Well,
like-
no, I gathered that it wasn't him screaming that made the shark veer off. It
Oh.
was like, oh, mama's coming and
Oh,
she
right.
wants a piece.
No, she's got this. She's
Yeah,
down
like
there.
it was. I thought it was more like
Okay,
the here's
maybe.
a bigger fish. Like
All
you know,
right.
I'll get the fuck out of the way. So it wasn't him
Who
that scared
knows?
off. She was already like, I'm fucking coming from below.
Not established
with this
well.
movie, who knows?
I
But
know.
yeah, it comes up and
That's just my interpretation.
pushes him up and
Yeah, he gets at.
chomps him in half.
Yep.
He did.
Yeah,
And he gets
R.I.P.
blood on the camera.
Yeah.
It's one of those shots that like looks like it was built for a 3D movie, but
Yeah.
it's not.
No. There's a couple shots in this that look like they should have been 3D, like sharks coming straight at the camera doing stuff. But anyway, they get in the boat and they're like, of course the engine won't start because it's one of those movies where it won't start.
As they see the shark coming for them.
no, they see bubbling water coming towards them.
Yeah.
and it's Nerd Dude. He was fine. He was like under the
Oh,
water
right.
because like they think
He also had a rebreather.
yeah he also had another rebreather thing.
Yeah.
And
Well, this is actually after what they do.
is it?
Yeah, because they stand posing on the boat after
Oh, that's right,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
doing
okay,
it
You're
yeah.
right,
for
you're right,
like
yeah.
45 seconds.
Yeah.
Because what happens is the shark is coming at them.
Yeah.
Nerd Dude still, I mean, this is
Right.
like, he's been underwater for 5 minutes now.
Right, yeah.
He dead,
Yeah.
we think.
Yes.
But yes, shark is coming at the boat.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck, what are you going to do? Fuck, boat
Yeah.
won't start. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah, cut to
But boat no
sharks
start.
like out of the water, jaws
Yeah.
coming at him.
Yeah.
and all of a sudden from off camera, 2 flare guns shoot it in the mouth.
Yeah.
Which apparently kills it.
Yes.
Now, I thought for 100% this was going to be the cameo for someone from Deep Blue Sea.
Yes. I thought there was another boat going to be behind them who had shown up to take care of shit.
Yeah, and it's fucking Thomas Jane just like with like
A minigun.
John wooing
Yeah.
flare guns or
He's
something.
like, I got this. I've been through this. I know what you're going through. But no, just suddenly they have produced flare guns, and they were the ones who shot it.
And they're also standing back to back.
Yeah, they're also at time
they're
to pose.
posing, as I said, like they have a flair for the dramatic, because it's just like you're like suddenly you're fucking like
Yep.
oh god, I was gonna remember what's his face. It's the weird dude, video game guy, the Killer 7 guy, Suda.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Like, I'm saying like fucking like I'm just saying like Japanese action game pose
Yes.
where it's like, yeah, we took time to stand back to back and aim our flares. It's like, no, you were just cranking the boat up 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But either way, they killed the shark.
Yeah.
And then Nerd Guy just suddenly pops
Yeah,
up
he's
out
just
of
like,
the water.
Yeah. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got my shoe. Ha ha ha. And then it's like they just ride off.
Yep.
And then there's a little like epilogue thing of like
Yeah.
a beach, I guess in South Africa maybe. Where,
It's like it comes up on screen 3 weeks later.
yeah, if it doesn't say where, I'm just saying like
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, before that, he blew up the entire thing.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what the 2 keys were for.
'Cause
Were a
he had
self-destruct
one.
device that
Yeah.
he had.
Yeah, he had one. Michael Beach had the other, which he took from him.
Yeah.
The destruction device was on this little boat. They put the keys in. It's got a 10-second timer on it. Blows up the dock, and Nerd Guy's kind of like, really? Okay.
and then they say something stupid like, "Oh, it's just like in the movies," and then
Yeah.
they're like, "Yeah, just like in the movies." And it's like that's your fucking final line to end your main characters.
Kind of is, yeah. Because
Like,
then it's
ooh, it's meta.
yeah, and then it's a beach 3 weeks later,
Yeah.
and there's a couple is like,
Michael
hey,
Beach?
let's go in the water, and they go in the water, and there's a shot of a shark, and then they're screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Deep Blue 3. That's coming soon.
I hope not.
Why not? Well, why don't you expound upon that?
So I had hopes for this movie going in. There were moments of possibility, I'll say, along the way, where it was just like, all right, maybe this movie's going to do something, and it just like when the ravenous baby sharks showed up, I was like, okay, we're going to do this, and then it was just like, this is not interesting. I just nothing about it was in any way will stand out to me when I wake up in the morning tomorrow. Like this movie is just such a nothing movie to me. I'm gonna give it a bag because I don't think you should watch it. I just don't. There's nothing here I can point to and go, that was good. I mean, there are flashes. There's a line of dialogue here and there. You know, the Aqua Dude's line about the sharks can suck my ass. I mean, that's fine. The baby sharks nipping at the guy while he was up on the pole or whatever, that's fine too. But man, just that first movie is just so gloriously stupid, and this just doesn't have any of that.
Well, you don't have anyone with the charisma to pull off anything.
No.
There's no person. There's no like. I mean, I think about the first one, and you have like LL Cool J wandering around with a bird, and just like, bird,
Yes.
where you at, bird?
Yep.
And there's like no flair to anything like that whatsoever. It's just people bitching that they're stuck there.
Yeah.
Nobody's got like a quirk or
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
an outstanding personality. They're all the edge is kind of shaved off
Yeah.
of everything.
I just want to point out this is probably the first time in history someone says there's not you need more charisma than Thomas Jane. I'm saying I'm saying Thomas Jane to me has always been just like he's acceptable.
He's also probably the least interesting part. Of
right.
Deep Blue Sea.
That's what I mean though. I mean
Yeah.
it's like
but
You
I mean,
gotta have
like,
a straight
even,
guy, right?
Like even the first movie had the balls to not have the dude and the woman survive at the end. It was just the two dudes.
Yeah.
You know, that just doesn't happen in movies, and this movie's just like, oh no, it's the
Well,
couple.
and also like this one, basically they tried to make a slasher flick, but they made it just the generic direct-to-video slasher flicks.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, there's not really any ingenuity to anything they're doing. It's just like, all right, well, I guess that person's dead now. You know, it's like, oh, this person's alone. I guess it's their time.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing. And they also like save characters where they'll be like, oh, well, or they'll either have some realization or something good, and then like, or something, some sort of character development, and then it's just like, all right, well, yeah, we're gonna kill him next scene.
yeah,
You know, they do a lot of that shit where it's just like, why even bother adding that touch?
yeah,
Because it didn't make that character any better, and all it did was be like, all right, well, yeah, well, we killed them, so that was pointless.
yeah.
There's
And
just so much of that shit.
the whole thing with the dude taking the shark juice and it not really paying off in any way. I mean, I guess the thing with him yelling at the shark was supposed to be what he thought the shark juice power gave him, but yeah, it just. I don't know. I do like when the second time he takes it and it's different computer bullshit, computer hacking stuff flashing on screen. Like, what's he doing now? What's his brain doing? But yeah,
Maybe it means nothing.
Yeah, I can't recommend this.
I guess I'll go. I mean, I would like to say I'm going to greatly debate you, but I'm only going to slightly debate you. I'm going to give it a single jocks. Like I think it's because I had low expectations for this. Because I mean, I think Deep Blue Sea's fine. I think I just don't love it as much as like other people love it. It's
Deep Blue Sea is carried by Samuel L. Jackson's death scene.
sure.
When you think back on Deep Blue Sea, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He is in mid fucking heroic speech and then gets eaten.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
And
raises
ladies
that
love
movie.
Cool James.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it raises that movie an entire star.
Yeah.
Like whatever your star rating for that movie is, you probably need to bump it up another star simply for that scene existing in
Yes.
that movie.
But I'm just saying, like, I was not looking forward to watching this movie.
Okay.
And strangely, I thought in a lot of ways it's one of the better direct-to-video movies I've seen in a long time. Like, I mean, we've been talking about this because I feel
It's
like
competent.
between like this,
Sure.
you know, like between the regular BMFcast and BMFcast Extra, we've been watching a lot of direct-to-video things here lately.
True.
Like more so than we have in like
A very long time.
Yeah, so like between Altitude and
Blackwater.
Blackwater and all these things, it's just like this is actually pretty well made. I mean, the CG is pretty bad at times, but I feel like I know this was just some like set somewhere with metal hallways and, you know, as we said, different colored lights and different angles, but it's like the fact that they flooded this shit and, you know, like had people waiting around and hip deep water and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
I've just felt like they kind of sort of tried. It's not awesome, but I just ended up enjoying it way more than I thought it was. I mean, I really just you saying we were going to watch this with absolutely nobody I've ever heard of in it. I mean, you keep saying Michael Beach like I'm supposed to know who that is. I know he's worked a lot, but
I know Michael Beach because he was on ER.
That is
Okay.
exactly where I knew him from.
okay.
Yeah.
But like I'm just
And then
like
they spun him off to his own show.
oh really?
I don't remember that
Yeah,
at all.
Third Watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Or First. Which one's the restaurant?
First Watch is the restaurant.
Third Watch,
Third
then.
Watch is the
Well,
TV
first
show.
first watch it's the
With Jack Bauer's girlfriend.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
but it's just it was somewhat enjoyable. Like I mean, it's not awesome. I'm probably not going to remember a lot later, but
Yeah,
I would say you could watch this and it's fine.
like we keep saying, especially on Extra, I feel like this is a 0. Like it should just be like a
I think
a
it's a
shrug.
little bit better than that. I mean, you know, our lead actress is attractive, and they go out of their way to show her assets a lot. And there's some actually funny lines. Like
Yeah.
I mean, like genuinely, like not like everything in Altitude was just fucking cringeworthy. Like everything
Yes.
that everybody came out of anyone's mouth was bad.
Yes.
And this was like no, there's some fun dialogue, and I don't know.
I agree with you. Altitude was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to go 2 bags on this. It's one of those cases like last week was more like these people don't know how to film a scene.
Yeah.
You know, like they have the expensive equipment and stuff, but they just don't know how to film anything. Whereas this feels like everything was failed on the script level because there was just nothing interesting to film. So you can film it well, but it just doesn't. If there's nothing behind it, it's lifeless, it's dead. And this is just, I mean, combine the fact that you have baby sharks going around. It's just so fucking goofy that
It should be goofier. You know,
commit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nails it right there. Is you wanted to make Deep Blue Sea. Deep Blue Sea is just ridiculous, and it just continues to up the ridiculousness. Because I mean, they have these little tunnels, and you have the big ass sharks swimming through those tunnels, and it's like, all right, what the fuck ever, man. You got me, you know.
Yep.
And this one, it's just, it doesn't work because it's just not. There's no fun. I mean, every time they have any setup, it just kind of gets left.
Yeah.
You know, like they could have had fun with the guy floating around on a mattress or whatever that is for a while, but it's like, no, he just falls in the water eventually.
Mhm.
And then they leave him alone.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like not using the clicker at the end, where it's like, you have an obvious thing that you've set up. You've Chekhov's gunned this earlier on,
Yeah.
and you don't do it for whatever reason. You're just like, nah, we're just going to pull her out of the water. That's the more boring thing, right?
Mhm.
So it's 2 bags. It's just, it's exactly the movie I was expecting it to be, sadly.
I'm just baffled that he's still wearing that.
Right. You would think, like, while Mackie was talking, I was like, how did they get rid of that? Like, either they try it and it doesn't work because they've advanced too far or something. They spend, 3 minutes explaining that. Or you could have a really cool shot in that wet pool. I think it's called a moon pool, actually.
Oh.
Where he's, like, leaning over it, looking after somebody else who's died, and the shark comes up and like jumps out of the water, and he leans back just far enough that all it does is snip the little clicker off, and then the clicker's out of the picture. Yeah, granted, that's more CG. That's like $50,000 or whatever.
No, the clicker stays in the picture.
Yeah, clicker stays in the picture, but it stays around his fucking neck.
I know. Yeah, the fact that he's wearing it in the last shot is just like what?
There must have been a scene cut.
Yeah,
but it couldn't have been cut for time because this movie was 8 minutes long.
I think you need to keep the scene that explains why the clicker doesn't work.
For sure.
If you're going to establish that the clicker works, you have to then establish why it doesn't.
Right.
Simple as that, guys.
I'm going to drop 2 bags on this one. And I will qualify that by saying it is not a poorly made movie, a super poorly made movie, except for a few of the things that we've mentioned, like the clicker thing really bothers me, obviously. It's just devoid of any charm or substance. Like, it's 1 bags because you shouldn't see it, and 2 bags because of just miscellaneous boredom in this movie, how flat it is for me. But it's made okay. So if you really want to see, if you're a Deep Blue Sea completionist, I guess,
that's a
thing that
Deep Blue completionist.
Completionist? I don't know. But yeah, if for some reason you have to see the entirety of everything Deep Blue Sea related, then watch this, I guess. But really don't. It's not really worth your 82 minutes.
That makes sense.
All right. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
Okay.
Expedient half.
The neighbors at 1024 were just shouting
I heard
something.
something.
Get off!
Oh, they watch golf.
Yeah.
They watch golf in the
Yeah.
backyard.
Oh, golf.
They watch golf on their back porch with the sound muted and then like 96.9 on the radio.
That's the way
It's
to do
weird.
it. Yeah.
No, it is
It's not. They're the worst.
Okay. I have 2 motion pictures. 1 motion picture? This guy has at least 1 motion picture. Yeah. 2? 3? Holy. What?
I might have to leave.
Nah, you can stay.
Right now?
No, we can
I
just
don't know. I don't want to get spoiled in all these other movies.
We won't
So-
spoil you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil anything.
We're not spurlers. We're good boys.
All right, I'm ready to go if y'all are.
Yeah.
Anybody need to step away? No?
Let's fucking do this. Let's just marathon it.
Okay.
Wait, let me lube.
Oh, yeah. We got to reapply.
I don't know if I have the most recent movie or not. I think I do. Maybe.
Mine are both 2018 movies, so.
All 4
I
of
don't
mine are
remember when
28
in
movies.
2018 movies here, man. It's Golden Jocks cram session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I had more time, it'd be more than 1 movie, but it's not.
Hmm.
Also trying to cram for Fodies, so that takes even more time.
Foudies.
Fodies.
Foudies.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back.
Hey!
Hey.
BMFcast!
BMFcast.
Yeah,
BMFcast.
we're going to talk some movies in the
We
second
are.
half.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2018 cram session.
Well, you saw the most, so why don't you start us off so we're not like, just marathoning one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think maybe I have the most recent. I saw Bohemian Rhapsody in a theatre.
That is a
then-
new movie.
Then
It
you'd have
is.
the most recent.
Yes.
Yeah. No surprises there, really. It's a biopic or biopic, whichever you like. You can choose. I learned a little bit about Queen that I didn't know, and Rami Malek is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The most surprising thing for me is how much the guy they have playing Brian May looks like Brian May. Like that, I was convinced for a while that they had Brian May playing himself, and use some really good de-aging.
Use that Marvel software.
Yeah, use that Marvel de-aging technology on him, because that fucking dude looks exactly like Brian May. It's Queen music, so Mackie's gonna hate it, but the rest of the entire world will like enjoying some Queen songs. Mike Myers is in it for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Wayne's World.
Yeah, kind of made Queen popular again.
I'm not poo-pooing that, that particular
Well, I mean, he
fact.
specifically made that song popular again.
Yeah.
That was like
Yes.
a B, C tier track.
Yeah,
before
I mean,
that.
that song was playing on the radio
Yeah.
when Wayne's World came
And
out.
one day he will pay for his crimes. One fucking
That's
day.
not his crimes. He
I
has
just
committed
don't-
other
I was
crimes.
going to say, you obviously have never seen The Love Guru.
Yeah, you should see The Love Guru.
I just
Is it worse
don't-
than Bohemian Rhapsody, the song?
Yes.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Because Bohemian Rhapsody song is good. It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
There's exactly one funny thing in The Love Guru.
I can't imagine there are any funny things in that movie.
There's
but
one. It's thanks to Justin Timberlake.
I know the connection. I just don't know
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
it.
And he's not busy.
Yeah,
Obviously.
he was probably next door doing the Gong Show when they grabbed him.
It is just perhaps a poor choice to drop him in there like that, and it's so obviously Mike Myers, and so obviously Mike Myers playing a character.
It's like when he was in Inglourious Bastard. You're like, what's
Yeah.
happening here?
Yeah, it
Why is this a Monty Python sketch all of a sudden?
right. It shocks you out of the scene.
Yeah.
And for that, I think it's a poor choice. They could have put him in so many other places in that movie, or just made him just a regular dude somewhere. Like it's a complete waste of time. But other than that, I enjoyed it. It was nice. I'm just trying to be brief. There's nothing outstanding about it except for Malik's performance is pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go.
All right.
I watched a movie that will stay with me for a very long time. I watched Sorry to Bother You.
Man, I need to watch this.
So, this movie is... It is still rolling around in my brain. It is a movie that, like, it'll probably... At this stage, I would say is going to be somewhere in my top 5 by the time we get to the Golden Jocks. It's that kind of thing. However, I could see myself in a year saying that's the best movie of the decade. It just depends on how my brain finally settles on that movie. That movie is refreshing in a way that movies aren't. It is surprising in a way movies aren't. It goes places that movies don't. I had a lot of fun picturing this in a theater setting, trying to identify when people walked out.
Oh, I was there. And I saw it in the middle of the day on like a Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
So I had the couple of couples who were just like, let's go to the movies. And watching the point where they decided to walk out was the best.
I think I could probably figure out what those points are. Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's just like, you got to go in cold and just let that movie wash over you. It is remarkable. And that dude's performance is one of the best things I've seen in the last 10 years in terms of just the most naturally performed role I think I've seen in some time. Like this mix of just innocent confusion mixed with sheer terror by the end of that movie it's just an unbelievable acting performance. And like when the final credits rolled and there's the one dude is Armie Hammer, I was like, that was fucking Armie Hammer to me is always the guy who sank the Lone Ranger and then like shouldn't be working anymore. Like how that dude has had the resurgence that he has had to maintain acting roles. Like
I don't get that. I mean,
well, usually you're in a movie that tanks so fucking bad that that's it for you. Hollywood says, no way, dude, that was you, even though that was very clearly Johnny Depp and the Lone Ranger. But
I mean, I'm
also his name's Armie Hammer.
well, I think the fact that like people actually before he was famous thought Leonardo DiCaprio was mentally handicapped for Gilbert Grape,
Sure.
even though he was on Growing Pains. But like people legitimately thought there were twins in The Social Network.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm
Yes.
just saying, like, he has kind of like cachet for a while.
Sure.
Plus, I mean, he was in like Man from Uncle, which is great.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
That's what I mean. Like you keep
Yeah.
seeing him get these prominent roles and things, and you're like, really? You're still.
sure.
But I think it's a testament to that dude to overcome the Lone Ranger and just be like, yeah, he's all right.
I mean, I would say he's. I don't know. He hasn't shot to the level yet, but I'd say he's kind of has a Channing Tatum thing going on, because like Channing Tatum came on the scene. It was like, you know, he was in fucking G.I. Joe, and everyone was like, fuck that movie, fuck that guy, fuck everything. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, we love Channing Tatum.
Yeah. And he's
'Cause
got
he's C-Tate.
Sure, yeah. Now he is.
and he's got Armie Hammer's got a good sense of comic timing too. There are some things his character does. So there's a gigantic reveal in this movie where it's just like it'll make or break your opinion of the movie. But then about 3 minutes later, Armie Hammer busts out this visual joke that I had to pause the movie. I was laughing so hard because it is so completely out of nowhere and just so like as nonsensical as the movie had just gotten. This was like an extra step. Like if the people were almost ready to walk out of the theater when this reveal happened and they were just like, no, let's wait it out. 3 minutes later, when this visual gag started, they were just like, no, fuck this. I'm so out of this movie theater. That's just such a remarkable movie. I really adore everything about it. I'm just still trying to figure out where it sets with me at the end of the day.
So, are you going to watch Atlanta now?
I think I should. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to see
Yes.
more of that dude.
You absolutely should.
Yeah.
Been trying to say that for a long time.
Because Darius is one of the best characters in television in years.
Okay. I will say I was a little distracted by his wig. Like his wig wobbles around in this movie a little bit during certain scenes. Like you could tell he's trying to keep it on, or characters are inadvertently messing with it, and it's just like, oh, hang on.
I never noticed.
I was
watching it on a big screen.
I don't know why it caught me, and it's not like I'd ever seen the dude before, so I didn't know it was a wig. But it just at one point I was just like, hang on.
I mean, is it though?
Yeah, I think it is.
Because I mean, he doesn't have small hair in Atlanta. I mean, I'm saying like I don't know, whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Sure.
okay.
Maybe we can go watch one scene later, and I'll point it out to you where
Okay.
it just like they're gonna rip that off his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my turn. We're just round robin this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But anyway, that's on Hulu. You should totally fucking watch that.
Yeah. I have zero segue for this movie. Again, we're cramming 2018 movies, so this was one of those ones where I really kind of wanted to make it out to a theater, but it's sort of an indie movie, so if it was even here, it was like the week, and I just didn't catch it. I watched Hearts Beat Loud.
The Nick Offerman joint.
Yeah, it's Nick Offerman and Kiersey Clemens from Dope, and I mean other stuff, but that's probably where you most know her from. Man, I adored this movie so much. Like
That's good to hear. I've been curious as to whether I should sit down and watch it.
yeah, I mean there's a couple people in the supporting cast that I almost don't want to say because I didn't know they were in it at all. Like I just knew the two of them were in it, and yeah, so just like the fact that some of these other people showed up, I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know you were in this movie. But yeah, like the movie had me emotionally within the first 10 minutes, like hard. I don't sort of like, I mean, I think it's about to get talked about, but I think when I was talking about Upgrade, like I was so in on the movie Upgrade 30 minutes into it. Like I could not have been more in for that movie. This was the same way, and kind of similar to Upgrade. I don't think you talked about it, but for me, Upgrade, I adored that movie. For me, I don't think it stuck the landing. Not like perfectly. Like I don't dislike the ending. I was just like, all right, that's an ending. I'm not sure I agree with it, but that's an ending. And this one was kind of the same way. Like I like the ending. I just felt like I like what happens in the ending. I think in both cases, I just don't like how they got there. And but man, I was so in on this movie. It's like in many ways, it's like a non-cynical High Fidelity, but you could make one of those like dumb film, Twitter style arguments that like this is Nick Offerman is John Cusack after he like ended up with like Lisa Bonet or something like
Sure,
that.
yeah.
I mean, you could do this like some sort of like you could
Clearly, this.
yeah, clearly it could be this in an unofficial sequel, but not really. I'm just saying, like, it's just like I love
spiritual sequel.
I love High Fidelity, and like despite how, if you really analyze that movie, like a lot of characters are really shitty in that movie, but like the journey to the end of that movie into the Stevie Wonder song is like one of the just most joyful endings of a movie. Like the last 10 minutes of that movie, you want to talk about sticking something, the fucking ending of High Fidelity is perfect. And like this one was just like, I mean, I get it. It's just like, it just kind of leaves you like oh, well, okay. You know, it's feeling at the end instead of like, fuck yeah. Like I said, like when they craft the titular song within like the first 10 minutes of the movie, I was so fucking on board with this movie. But it's wonderful. I mean, Kirstie Clemens is one of those people, like I don't understand why she's not working more than she is. Like
Is she on a show?
I don't know. I mean, she's just been so good in what I've seen her in. I'm confused as to why she's not, like.
She's probably doing theater.
There's a somewhat similar look to her in Tessa Thompson, and I feel like Tessa Thompson is in fucking everything. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, to the point I'm like, oh, Tessa Thompson's in this too, and you know, like, and I don't have a problem with her. I like both of them a lot, but it's just like, I'm like, how about you give some of Tessa Thompson's roles to her, because she's awesome. I know there's probably like 10 years difference between the two of them, but
Right.
she's just great and has been good in everything I've seen her in. So I don't know. I really liked it.
She is on a show.
Okay. Well, there you go. But no, Hearts Beat Loud is. I wanted to watch 8th Grade as well. I just feel like those are the two movies this year that, like, kind of got the same kind of buzz. I just didn't have time. Like, so that's probably, I will definitely watching it before Golden Jocks, but I'll probably even watch it before the next time we cast, which may be Golden Jocks. I don't know. No, we're gonna have at least one.
There we
more.
go.
At least
We
one
got a
more.
ways to go. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Heart Beats Loud, great. I highly recommend it.
Cool.
Well, you didn't watch 8th Grade, but I did watch Upgrade. And
Vaguely related movies.
They
And
both contain the
they
word.
they
have
both
the
contain the
word
word great.
Yeah.
Look,
And he
how
did
would-
mention upgrade. So.
That was a good fucking segue. Shut up.
was.
Yeah, no, it's good.
You gotta shit all over my segue with your stupid
It
mouth.
got better by you pointing out how good it was.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yep.
I didn't fully appreciate
If
it.
you hadn't shit on it in the first place, I wouldn't have to explain to you why it was so good, you numpty.
So what'd you think of Upgrade?
Upgrade's fucking great.
Amen.
I like Upgrade a lot. Everybody who told me to watch it, you were right.
Yeah.
I was kind of on board.
You're about to spoil something, aren't you? And you're debating whether to spoil it or not.
No, I'm trying to think. Like, I was on board super quick with that movie. There's just something about Discount Ben Tom Hardy that is super charming.
Tom Hardley.
Yeah, Tom
Yeah.
Hardley. I don't know what it is. Like, he's got a really good voice, and he's
He said
snappy.
you can identify with him,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean-
His reactions to things are like, yeah, that's probably how I would be reacting to this crazy
Right.
shit.
The first sort of like 5 or 10 minutes, he's a little bit
Douchey.
a little bit douchey, a little bit like mumbly and snarky, but
He does not
he
accept our
grows
new
on you.
digital future.
right.
Yeah, they live in a fucking awesome future, and he's just like, nah.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't like it. I like car. But like he still manages to carry a pretty good amount of charm, and then a lot of stuff happens.
And there's credits.
For what seems like a very long time, there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff happening in that movie, and yeah, maybe they didn't quite stick the landing on the ending, but I thought it was at least they at least didn't take the boring route
No.
on
Yeah,
the
I mean,
ending.
like again, I'm not saying I dislike the ending. It's just like amazing. Imagine you're on this amazing roller coaster, and then like you're coasting in for the ending, and it just like does that like weird hiccup thing where it's like, oh, this was such a great ride, and then like that just wasn't how I wanted to remember like the last thing to get off of
Gotcha.
it.
Yeah, it's good. You really need to see it. Like the action in that in Upgrade is really fucking good. It does not pull many punches when it comes to I don't want to say gore, but I mean gore.
There's some gore.
Yeah, there is some.
Yeah.
And they don't fuck around. this is kind of a sci-fi thriller, I guess, is a nice sci-fi action thriller.
Yeah.
They don't spend a whole lot of time on the science, which is really good. They just kind of go, here's a science thing that works. And they move right the fuck on.
They just plop you down in the near future and it's just like, this is life
Yeah.
now. And you're like, yeah, all right.
Well, I mean, even aside from that, like the sort of hook for this movie, they're like, all right, here's a science thing that works.
Mm-hmm.
See you later.
Yeah.
Get on. Let's get to the next part, the interesting part of the movie,
Right.
which I appreciate. So, Upgrade, highly recommended. Highly recommended. If you like movies the way we like movies, you will like this one.
Correct. So far, we are 3 for 4 on that.
I will see it before Golden Jocks.
You really should.
You oughter.
Yeah. All right, so I got another movie. I want, again, there's literally no link to this whatsoever. Ideal Home is a movie that I watched. It is just a little comedy drama thing that absolutely 100% works.
Wait, say the name of that movie again.
Ideal Home.
Ideal Home.
I talked to you about it
You did.
online.
Paul Rudd and
it
Steve Coogan.
Yes. They are a couple. They are kind of a holier than thou couple. They work in television. Like Steve Coogan's a celebrity chef and Paul Rudd is like the main creative director of the show. So they're high society types. And a kid shows up that is related to them. And they suddenly have to deal with this kid. And it is not the kind of gimmicky bullshit that you think it's going to be. It's not just, oh no, a kid and diapers and chaos and blah. You know, it's legit like, yeah, I could see how this, one, could happen, and two, this is probably how it would go down. It just tells a legit story about these people, and it does it really, really, really well. It helps a lot if you enjoy Paul Rudd, because he is being the Paul Ruddiest Rudd he can be in this, which is just random ad libs that were not in the script, and just little things here and there. Not like Anchorman style line reads where they just did a scene for an hour and a half and used the best take, but just he throws a little something extra on things.
A little extra sauce.
Yeah. So
We know Chuck likes the South.
I do. Yeah. It's just it's weird. It's like an adorable family movie that is super duper R-rated. It's like this is a nice movie. This is a good message, and man, is it filthy.
Okay.
It's one of those weird, rare things where you're like, man, my Nana would like this, except for all of the gross stuff.
Why do they have to say fuck so much?
Yeah.
Grandma, why'd you say fuck? Fuck if I know.
So it sounds like the good version of what Judd Apatow does, or used to do,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah. And it's, hour 40. It's not a 3-hour motion picture. It's not self-indulgent bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, I still like Apatow's stuff. I just wish he would make it a comedy length. That's
Yeah.
the only thing I ask. I'm still,
Yeah.
I'm still with him. Otherwise, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's from the director of Dick.
okay.
So-
Dick was an underrated movie.
Yes. It is along those lines of, I enjoy that movie.
And The Craft.
Yes, and The Craft, which, I'm sorry, The Craft sucks.
You just pissed off all the Tumblr users that are left.
Sorry. Enjoy your Tumblr weeds over there.
Tumblr weeds. Huh?
Get it? But yeah, watch Ideal Home. I think it's on HBO Go now.
Okay.
Habogo.
I have that.
It's not on the Hulu Habo.
I don't. It was one of the streaming things. I can't
Okay.
exactly pinpoint where it was, but
We can find it.
So I'm surprised you're not going to talk about Benji. You said you only have 2 movies.
yeah, I'm not going to talk about Benji. I'm going to take pause for the cause.
You want me to go ahead? Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Does he have any more movies? No? Okay.
All right, BJ, what do you got?
Well, I got 2. I'm not sure which order to put them in, so I'm going to put them in chronological order of when I saw them. I watched Ready Player One. It was kind of a crapshoot. I was like, you know what? I'm maybe in the mood to watch this movie.
You should see that movie. I mean, it's a Spielberg movie.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know that I'm going to be in the mood to watch this movie ever again. So I'm going to go ahead, like, in any mood to watch this movie ever again. because I didn't really care about it. Like, a lot of it seemed really fucking cringy to me. And so I went ahead and watched it, and, you know, honestly, as a movie, it is not bad. It is not a terrible piece of filmmaking. The story is okay. It's very derivative. And then literally everything in the background is incredibly derivative. It's a 100% derivative. But that's kind of the world that everything exists in this movie. It's Second Life-ish, the movie. You know, everything's going to be some sort of like pop culture jerk-off. And
it is.
And it is. I mean, that's exactly like...
That's my new YouTube channel.
Yeah, pop culture jerk-off. It works. But I mean, that's what the whole of this movie is. And it's because, you know, the creator of the Oasis thing is obsessed with 80s pop culture. Well, in this movie, it's just all pop culture, I guess. But it is not quite as cringy as I expected it to be. It is still a little bit like, all right, okay, there it is. Yeah, all right, fine. There's that thing. There's that thing, you know.
Chuck and I probably pushed you there to expect, like, just horrible shit.
No.
Because both of us have just kind of, like, I've turned so hard on that fucking thing.
Every time I think about it, I dislike it more.
Yeah, exactly. The more you think about it, the more it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well, like, the entirety of the internet kind of prepared me to be, like, to get just, like, here's a character you recognize, please enjoy this. Here's a character you recognize, please enjoy this. Here's a reference, here's a reference, here's a reference, here's a reference. But I hang out with Harlow, so I'm used to, like, infinite references. So it was all right. Like I said, the story is okay. It's hard to talk about the acting because 90% of that movie takes place in a CG nightmare. And not like a bad CG nightmare. It's just like literally everything is CG, and there is so much going on in the background of literally every scene. I don't know what to say. I think the acting's kind of flat in general, but whatever. It's a couple kids. They'll either... It is inconsequential, I think, in the entirety of the universe. What else was I going to say? And like I said about the story being derivative, it's like, it's one part Snow Crash, and it's one part, like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And so it feels like... I don't know. It's all a fucking mashup. It's all a mashup t-shirt. The entire movie is a mashup t-shirt.
Yep.
That's what it is.
It's the stickers on the back of my car.
Yeah. It's a mashup t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's fine as a movie and as a story goes. It's fine. But it's nothing like... It's nothing great. It's nothing terrible. It's just middle of the road. I don't know, like 2.5 stars out of 5. It's right in the middle. There's nothing...
Yeah.
I think if that movie hadn't been made, nothing in the world would be different.
I mean, it's a Spielberg movie, and the dude can put together a motion picture, so it's not
Sure.
It's not like this is something made by a talentless hack and fuck it forever.
No.
So it's got a level of technical skill to it,
Sure.
but it's just like I think as Mackie and I have just raged about it, it's just like Spielberg doesn't have the perspective on his own stuff to make this kind of... He doesn't live a referential lifestyle. Like, he is not pop culture obsessed. He doesn't watch his own things.
No.
He doesn't carry the reverence for these things that all the other people do. So
Right.
it's like people had to tell him, no, dude, people really love this.
Yeah, and nothing gets like a... There are a couple things that get sort of hero shots-ish, but nothing gets a whole lot of reverence and, like, care. It's all just...
Yeah.
It's all just busy.
Yeah.
You know? It's like...
I think Mechagodzilla gets like the most like, holy shit, check this out.
Yeah. That
Which
was
is
probably the biggest hero shot of that movie, which was awesome.
It was for me. Like, when I saw them doing that, I'm like, oh, all right, I might be back in on this.
I caught, like, as he was, like, pulling that out, I was like, oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to look really neat in a second.
I appreciate whoever is piloting the Iron Giant missing the entire point of the Iron Giant.
The Iron Giant is to murder. Shoot everything with death guns. That's
Yeah.
the Iron Giant.
Yeah. Missing the point of the Iron Giant
Right.
so utterly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's almost like so badly done that I almost wonder if it's intentional because it's a character moment. But fuck, man.
I forget that was supposed to be something else. Like it was whatever was in the book they couldn't get the rights to. So since it was a Warner thing,
Yeah.
I believe it was a Gundam in the book.
that's right. Yeah.
Well, there's a Gundam in the movie, so they definitely got.
There was Ultraman, I think. Because
I didn't see an Ultraman, but they.
I was saying in the book
they-
it was like pretty much all 70s, 80s stuff.
Yeah.
So
They definitely got a Gundam in the movie.
okay, I don't remember.
But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, if they had not made the movie, nothing in the world would change. I don't think it's changed anything about the world, it being out there.
No, that movie did not stick. Like I don't hear anybody talking about it.
I would,
We've talked about it
Yeah, we
many
have.
times
Yeah.
now.
I would like to have seen somebody other than Spielberg though direct that.
Yeah.
I think somebody who either grew up with all of the pop culture that they're trying to reference, or just somebody who's got, I hate to say it, more style, because that movie is gray as fuck. Is for as much like video game bullshit as in that movie,
Yeah.
it's gray as fuck. You know, like the race scene, which is one of the first sort of actiony sequences, is, man, it's kind of bland. There's like 4 colors in that entire scene,
Right.
and 3 of them are gray.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd be curious to see what an Edgar Wright version of that movie
Oh,
would be,
Jesus.
because he's actually someone who understands how to do homage and reference well. I think it could have worked better, but I don't know if it would have worked. I don't know if anyone can make that movie work for me.
I think somebody could make that movie work.
Yeah. I as someone who has the passion for that stuff.
Well, I should say Spielberg made it work, but
it almost
it
needed to be
didn't work well.
co-directed.
Yeah,
Like
Spielberg at sort of lording over everything, and somebody else doing the
yeah, because
doing the
I just
specifics.
when I was watching it, I just felt like, all right, someone had to explain that to Spielberg, someone had to explain that to and like
Yeah.
I want someone who understands all this.
right.
You know, I dare say want the guy who wrote it to direct it because he's the one who made all the references in the first place and therefore understood it. But I don't want him to direct it. But that's the kind of I mean, it was written with that level of passion. I just feel like it was just a job for Spielberg.
Yeah.
And whatever. I don't like. I'm not dunking on Spielberg. I really
No, how could you?
in no way.
BJ in the live chat says it should have been Voltron fighting Mechagodzilla, and it might have been in the book. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. Fucking books. Movies is better than books is.
yeah.
They are.
But like that would have been pretty cool. But
Yeah.
anyhow, I think we've probably talked Ready Player One to death, and I think honestly talking about Ready Player One is more interesting than watching it as a whole. Just dissecting what you could do to make that not what it was. Other movie I watched, full of style and interest, Isle of Dogs.
I've seen that.
You have. I have forgotten what anyone else has said about it other than to watch it. But I really liked Isle of Dogs. It's cute as fuck and interesting. It's got a good story. The animation, I think, is delightful. And it's quirky like Wes Anderson,
You just made me want Wes Anderson's Ready Player One.
Oh man.
Oh, that would no.
What kind of
no.
hipster bullshit would that be?
Wes Anderson, Edgar Wright, co-direct Ready Player One,
Just be all Portuguese references to things.
Right.
Yes.
and symmetry
Oh,
for
man.
days.
It'd be like Zimbabwean pop culture
Yeah, everything's
Right.
from the
claymation.
mid '60s. Nothing later than 1968.
Right. Be very, very focused.
But no, sorry, Isle of Dogs.
No. I don't know what to say about Isle of Dogs other than it's really good. The use of language in it is very, very effective. even though it's kind of frustrating at times. Like, I think I'm just going to check and make sure that the copy I watched,
They don't subtitle.
there
any
are
of the
parts where
Japanese.
where it's not subtitled, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
Where-
the only
basically when he's directly speaking to the dogs,
right, you
it
have
is
no
not-
idea what
yeah,
he's saying.
You don't
yeah.
know what he's saying.
I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't watching some sort of like Portuguese copy that didn't, or Japanese copy that didn't think we needed subtitles or something.
Dubs, not subs.
Right. But yeah, that's really effective to not be able to understand what anybody's saying unless you have a translator, or unless it's like the dog's talking. But really good story, really heartwarming. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a fucking stop motion animated Wes Anderson dog movie. What could you not like about it just from that premise alone? Is there anybody that doesn't like that? Doesn't like Isle of Dogs?
I haven't seen it, so I can't say if I don't like
There
it.
are people who don't like Wes Anderson, so they will not like this movie.
Okay, that's
which is fair.
That's fair. I mean, even if you don't like Wes Anderson's style typically, this still, I think, works.
Mhm.
Because it's, because of the animation style and because of the story. But it's real good, y'all. You should watch it if you hadn't. I liked it a lot.
Well, I'll just go ahead and piggyback off that real quick. Talk about another dog movie.
Okay.
This is more of a personal preference than an overall recommendation, but you guys should watch the Netflix Benji movie. Just watch the Netflix Benji movie.
Okay.
It's better than it has any right to be. That movie should just stink, and I don't know. It absolutely doesn't. And going back to Ready Player One, I have a lot of Benji nostalgia. I grew up watching Benji movies, so seeing a new Benji movie where they, did a good job getting a dog that looks like fucking Benji and having him do all the Benji stuff, and yeah, that movie. Good dog movies will make me a goddamn mess at some point. There's just something about, if you do a dog movie right, I will be in tears at some point because of just something the dog does or something like that. And like 2 minutes into this, I was just like, I can't watch this at work right now because I look stupid. So never mind the fact I'm watching Benji, but I mean, like, just my reaction to it. Yeah, it just, for some reason, that movie just does a lot of things right. It gets oddly Jesus-y at one point, like maybe Benji's some sort of angel dog or something, and that's a little strange. But other than that, that is a genuinely nice family movie. And it's a hell of a lot better than all those dog movies that come out with that fucking Dove logo on it. That
Oh, yeah.
family
Family
approved
friendly.
or whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
Like, man, just all that garbage can go to hell.
Wow. So the guy who directed is the son of the original director of Benji.
I don't.
That's really cool.
I don't think they've ever relinquished the rights to Benji. I think it's always
That
been
family?
like that. Family has always just been like, no, this is our thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think like his granddaughter is one of the kids in the movie. So
Well, how about that?
yeah.
Oh, and
Benji.
they're not related.
How amazing.
Okay.
But
Also, it's produced by Blumhouse, which makes all the horror movies, and it's really
Branching out.
it's just really strange to see that logo come up at the front of a Benji movie. You're like,
yeah.
wait, what?
Oh no.
Wasn't Upgrade Blumhouse as well?
yeah.
They-
Weird, wild,
That
wacky
team has
stuff.
good instincts.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. They have very few misses.
Yeah, it's surprising. I really enjoy their
It's
output.
like them and A24.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, like if you see those, you got probably, I'd say, a 90% chance that you are gonna not hate what you've seen.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way. Not hate.
not yes. You have a good chance to maybe have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas
Probably
like
won't
when you see
dislike
the
it.
Asylum, it's like you have a 95% chance that you're gonna be like, man,
Yeah, your evening's gonna
you
suck.
fucking assholes did it again, didn't you?
Assholes. I continue to be amazed at just the breadth of 2018 releases on Netflix that they have just shit out over the course of the year. Like I made a list, and even still, like going off of everything that I watch, there are 8 other things in the recommended bar. I'm like, what's this? And it's like, oh, that came out in 2018.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like, yeah, there's still The Night Comes For Us is still out there.
Yeah.
It's like, I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah. It's
weird.
I just
like-
wish there was a promotion system in place that worked.
And it's just crazy because it's like everyone complains, oh, it's only Marvel movies these days. They don't make anything else. It's like, they do. They just don't tell you they made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The B tier movies exist. They're on Netflix, and some of them are really good.
Yeah. I think it's Refinery 29. You were asking about where do I get friggin' what's coming out on Netflix news. Refinery 29, I think.
Okay.
And maybe one other site does
There
a monthly what's coming to Netflix.
Okay.
Because I know I pointed you to a Twitter account, and I don't know if it's that good. Now that I've seen it a bit more, but
Yeah.
But yeah, Refinery 29 does a what's coming to Netflix in December, January.
Thing is, though, I feel like I look at those lists, and it's just sometimes it's just names and like a title, and I'm like, I need something visual. I need something to get behind this. And I don't know. I wish I knew the answer. Like, you know, in video store days, my thing was always there are 8 trailers in front of this videotape or this DVD. Jot down all these names because I'm looking for these movies when they come out. And on Netflix, it's just I would be okay if they ran a trailer before their own movies. I really would. Like if I could opt in to turn off the autoplay on when I'm just searching around for something, just turn that shit off, and instead just play me a trailer before what I pick. I would totally do that.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to play you a trailer while you're picking.
But they want to show me the trailer of the thing I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Chances are I landed on that thing because I'm about to watch it. Stop your goddamn trailer.
Yeah. They were doing a thing for a while where they would autoplay a trailer after you finish something. And that was kind of really annoying because it was like 1 billion decibels.
Oh, sure.
And it would just reduce your house to rubble.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be nice if you could get like go to a section of Netflix. It's like, here's what's coming on Netflix.
Yeah.
And watch
just give me a trailer
watch some
reel.
trailers.
Yeah. Just November 2018 trailers go.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I mean, 15 million people watch trailers on YouTube every day. Every
Right.
trailer has 15 million views.
As soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
Speaking of trailers, we got a new Captain Marvel
Oh,
trailer.
Fuck, I want to see that movie so bad.
yeah.
That
Marvel's doing good shit.
what have they failed at in the last 35 movies or whatever it's been?
That second phase of just like,
Thor: The Dark World
Yeah.
kind of sucked.
like, what are we going to do?
But
there was
like
a tiny bit of treading water in that midsection of just like,
but it's treading water. It wasn't anything that I mean, Thor: The Dark World was kind of boring, but it
it's
wasn't a
forgettable.
shitty film.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't Winter Soldier in the second phase?
It was, yeah.
Yep.
God, that movie's so fucking good too.
Yeah, I initially dismissed that movie as being like but man, no.
It is
that movie is fucking
It is
rad.
so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
And did we say anything about Stan Lee?
No.
No, we're all sad about that.
Yes.
He lived a good life.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to me. The thing about Stan Lee is that he started doing like all the shit he's famous for in his 40s.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those like I see it come up all the time. Like Oprah got fired from her first 85
Yeah.
jobs. Stan Lee didn't like get his start at Marvel until he was like 49 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, that's what I always use to
So
counter.
don't give up.
Counter the whole thing. Like, well, the Beatles have broken up before they were all 30. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the story I turn to. Of like,
Well, yeah.
well,
Well, that's the thing. Like we've been together longer than the Beatles were together.
Right.
yeah.
The fuck.
Therefore, we're better.
Right. Right.
Mathematically.
Therefore, we're better than Jesus too.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
true. Yes, the transitive theory.
Right. But yeah, so Stan Lee started his career in his 40s and had 50 years, or started the career he's known for in his 40s and had 50 years of career.
Yep.
And he's Marvel probably doesn't turn into Marvel as we know it without Stan Lee. And
I'm kind of glad I got to see that he got to see Marvel become the thing that it is.
for sure.
You know, because like there were a lot of abortive attempts over the years to do it.
We've seen a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, And I was kind of like pissed at Stan Lee when I watched that Fantastic Four documentary, because there's footage of him at a Comic-Con saying like, man, we sold the rights to Fantastic Four, and the Roger Corman made this movie, and that's just gonna suck. And that and that was after I'd seen Fantastic Four and thought it was okay for the time. He was just a real dick about that. But I as someone who used to say that Stan Lee cameos would grind a movie to its fucking halt, which it used to. Like, Stan Lee would pop up in something, he would just be like, fuck on, guys. It's like, he had already passed away when we watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, and he popped up in that, and I was just like, aw. It's like...
And he's in the Spider-Man game. And you're like, yes, Stan Lee. This is the perfect place to put Stan Lee in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, the cameos just got endearing, or if it just sort of became tradition, like, oh, okay, there's Stan Lee. Yeah. But there was a point where it went from to
Well, it's just because everyone kept trying to think of good ways to use him.
Yeah.
Like the one in, it's either Amazing Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he's in the library, is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fantastic. Just him sitting there with headphones on while there's this giant fight going on behind him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Harlow hollers that it's the first one.
First one, okay.
Harlow has stepped away from the mic for a moment.
Yeah.
I can't stand the Silver Surfer Fantastic Four movie, but that I think might be my favorite Stan Lee cameo, where he's trying to get into their wedding, and they're just like, "You're not on the list." And he's like, "I have to be on the list. I kind of, he's like hinting, I created this. I'm Stan Lee."
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I science needs to go back and pinpoint when those cameos became okay. Like, just
we're gonna retroactively make them all okay.
Sure, okay, that's fine.
So
we're going to miss them now that we're not going to get them anymore.
I think we get
I do wonder
one
if
or
they
two
filmed
more.
one for Captain Marvel.
I'm pretty sure they had filmed a bulk of them. They filmed them in clumps. So his Avengers one I think is definitely still in existence, and they probably Captain Marvel was filmed too. So
Captain Marvel was well done before.
Yeah, that's true.
He
now it's all up to CG.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I want CG Stan Lee cameos.
Oh no!
I will volunteer
I just
to
meant
do
the
the
rest
voice.
of the movie that has to be made.
Yeah.
It's all
it's all
fucking
being
CG.
it's all being rendered.
I'll volunteer to voice Stan Lee if the world ever needs it.
Good.
Because my Stan Lee impression is so good.
You are the inventor of the Stan Lee
I am the
impersonation.
inventor of the
Yes.
Stan Lee impersonation.
It's uncanny. I mean, it's really
Yeah.
I'm putting the Stan Lee impersonation on hiatus for now, out of respect.
okay.
It'll be back.
So we're gonna get a lot more Bullwinkle.
right. A lot more impressions of Sylvester Stallone.
Man,
Yeah.
just all you guys have been cramming for Golden Jocks, and I'm just fucked. I don't know when I'm going to watch all these movies. I'm going to have to just abandon Jen. Be like, you're going to have to go in the bedroom and watch your own shit, because I got movies to watch, lady.
We'll make a list.
Check it twice.
Yeah.
See if you can make.
Obviously, Upgrade.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sorry to Bother You. She actually wanted to see Sorry to Bother You, and we've tried 4 times, and each night it's been like, we can't do this tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And with my luck, it's going to be like, will be like, going away tomorrow.
It probably will go away right
Red
before
box your
awards.
copy.
Yeah.
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 So.
Yeah, I got the Holy Spirit when it comes to catching up right now, so I'm gonna ride that wave.
And you watched one today, a fine 2018 film of Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah,
2.
that one's not going on the list, as a matter of fact.
Aw.
Yeah,
Man.
I
And-
still.
And there's stuff that's in theaters, like Widows.
Yeah.
That's not going to be. We're not going to see that in time. Like, that's not going to be on home video or anything. But home video.
Home video.
On VHS.
Uh-huh, yeah. Check it out, your local video store.
on video cassette.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, Harlow and I are still committed. We've got to go see Bumblebee, because we've committed to that Transformers thing. Definitely going to go see Aquaman at some point,
Aquaman.
because, I don't know, that, despite the DC Universe being a flaming dog pile of shit,
Still looks kind of. It looks pretty silly,
yeah,
but it looks like it could be fun silly.
yeah. I mean, his stuff in Justice League was really the only stuff I really cared about and kind of made me excited. So, plus it's got Dolph in it, so.
Man,
I don't know if I can. Oh man, Now I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
See, I was going to be able
He's
to
dead.
avoid all of the rest of the DC movies because I'd seen the one that everybody said was good and it was okay. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. I can check out of this universe. Now I'm going to go see King of the Dolphins.
Mm.
Do you think that's why he got hired?
Yes.
They're like, who's
A Dolphin Lundgren, right? Right? He should be Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with his weird Southern German accent.
The waves must break you.
It's super
Hey,
Deutsch.
fish, you gotta come over here, go over there. All right.
Has he been living in Alabama for the last 25
I don't know,
years?
man. It's weird. I don't understand his accent ever.
I got a trident.
Poke you.
Trident in my butt.
Come here.
Yeah, and there's Creed 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Creed 2. I have
which
to
he's
watch Creed the
apparently
first.
fucking awesome in.
Yeah.
Which we knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world's like, hey, man, Dolph.
Yeah. We're like,
He's
yeah.
really good in that. And we're like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
fucking Dolph. What do you expect?
Yeah. Dolph is awesome.
Dolph never left, assholes.
I saw someone on Twitter like petitioning Joseph Kahn to make like a new like Drago movie. Just like focus on the Dragos. I'm like, yeah, everything about that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, God, I just got to watch Bodied, too.
Mhm.
Fucking hell.
I know.
Is that even out now?
YouTube Red.
I mean, it is out?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think it's out in theaters as well right now.
It was on festivals, but it's on YouTube Red now.
Okay, I think it's playing at
Or
Sunray.
Premium,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, we have YouTube Red.
YouTube
Premium.
Premium, as they call it now.
Yeah.
It's I believe it's at Sunray if you want to see it in a theatre.
I
Pretty
kinda
sure
do,
it comes out
but
like tomorrow
That's
at
not
Sunray.
gonna
I kind of do, but it's easier to to watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I almost don't want to watch it. I almost want to watch it for BMFcast just so we can complete Joseph Kahn's filmography
Yeah.
on the show. So I've been torn.
Torn.
But
Just
knowing
like,
how much
just like the star of Johnny English.
Oh.
Wait, no, it's the wrong one.
What?
I'm kidding.
Yes.
We made that mistake
Oh.
last time.
Right.
Never mind. Just call back.
So,
Yeah.
BJ,
Yo.
if people want to get in touch with us, what should they do?
Oh, man, they should email us, bmf@bmfcast.com. Or, if they don't feel like emailing us, they can give us a call on the Garfield phone, the hotline, 910-5-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. Or they can go to the website, bmfcast.com, and there's a whole bunch of social links on the right-hand side. They can click a whole bunch of those, as many as you want. There's also our Discord server, so click on the little thing that looks like a controller, and that'll take you to our Discord, and you can chat with us while we're trying to avoid work during the day.
And other fans.
And other fans, yeah. There are also other
And
fans
friends.
there. There's like 70 people in there. It's
weird.
It's legit.
Yeah.
It
But
is.
we have a bunch of places that you can go talk about things that you might be into, like video games or music
Sport ball.
or sports
Or politics.
or politics.
That one's fun.
Or wrestling or how all of your heroes are problematic.
Or post an animated GIF.
Or you can post an animated GIF in the Museum of GIFs.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah, totally. All of it is right there. And those are the ways.
Yeah.
And then, if you really like what we do and you want to help support the operations at Bearsuit Studios, you can go to patreon.com/BMFcast and throw a little money in our Patreon hat. Become a patron, and you get access to all sorts of weird, wild, wacky stuff like BMFcast Extra and Doctor Who U, and plenty of content. There's a lot of it. Like
Yes.
there's a lot of regular BMFcast Prime content for you. There's like 30 solid days of podcast. But there's even more at patreon.com/BMFcast, available for the low introductory price of $1. That'll get you access to a lot of things. Higher tiers get more things, etc., etc., etc.
You are correct, sir.
Hi-oh!
Also, one more thing. I tried to figure this out today. I don't know exactly how you can get there, but if you can find our eBay store, BMFcast is our handle on eBay, as you would expect it to be. We've got a bunch of stuff up for charity auctions. There's going to be some more stuff going up before Christmas, so get you some cheap movies from our library and, gift them or enjoy them or whatever you wish to do.
Chuck ships fast.
I do, yeah.
And when we say charity, it means we're not taking any of the money.
Yeah, we take 0% of eBay sales. 100% goes to charity. So
we are not Kangaroo Jack.
Right. We have already paid for the movies that
Yes.
we have, and we are going to pass the profits on to. Well, it's not going to be profits.
No.
We're taking a loss on these movies.
Well,
So
Usually.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, they served our purposes. And
yeah, we already got what we
they
needed
served
out of
your
them.
ears' purposes.
I mean,
as
some of them
talk
we
about
definitely keep because we want to have, and a lot of them are like, is anyone going to watch this again? No? Okay, this needs to go away. Tonight's movie, for example, look for that on eBay.
Soon. You can go to Twitter. There's a recent post on Twitter about the charity auction, and there will probably be one throughout the week leading up until when the sales
And
end.
I need to add an eBay button to the website. I just keep forgetting. So maybe that will be there by the time you hear this. So
Yeah.
check the website, BMFcast.com.
Right.
Cool. Well, if that's all, let's get out of here, shall we?
All right.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out. Prepare your buttholes for the golden jocks.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have reminded everyone that next week we're going to be no quartersing.
They'll figure it out.
Hey, you still in the live chat.
Hey, you.
Hey!
Hey, you.
We will be recording no quarters next week, so
Right.
But not the Foties.
No.
Not the Foties,
Just
yeah.
Got a ways to go.
Just a truncated regular episode.
yeah, so Tuesday I believe we're going to record. So show up here and heckle us about video games.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I really need a Superman 3 in my job. Look at that. Look at that. That's dollars.
Yeah, you should totally do that thing they did in Superman 3.
Yeah, I should really do that. That's just one day.
Oh, the Office Space.
Just get the fractions of the pennies.
Yeah.
It's a highly underrated movie.
What?
Superman 3. Guys, there's a blooper reel here on the Deep Blue Sea 2 Blu-ray. Blu-ray.
Wow.
We should watch them cut up.
Cut up.
Make, stumble around and make some jokes. No? No takers?
What? No, I mean, I don't care. I don't care about anything.
Like the Tits McGee is on the back of this cover in an outfit she's never wearing in the movie.
May I?
Sure.
No, that means
I think that's what she's wearing in her the James Bond intro sequence, but she's never like out of the water in that.
No, definitely not with all those other people.
Yeah. Everyone take a look.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Which means they also
Wanna take
just
a peek?
broke their logic on the back or the cover of it because that's another outfit that looks like it should be from the same scene.
No consistency. What the hell?
Bill
Bill.
asking about T-shirts. It comes up every few months, like, should we do T-shirts? And then we can never agree on anything about T-shirts.
We should probably do another run.
We should probably do another run. Bill says maybe a 10th anniversary shirt. I don't know if enough people give a shit about a 10th anniversary shirt. We already did a limited edition of the style we have.
It could be a way to sell shirts to people who already bought one.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Yeah.
What?
Way to go, Bethesda.
Well, we'll sell. What we'll do is we'll advertise a nice cotton shirt and
Right.
send them one made out of plastic.
Yeah. Who wants a plastic shirt?
And it's
So,
not
yeah.
actually a shirt.
Right. It's a tote bag.
It's really just a hefty bag that we wrote 10 on.
Yeah.
We painted 10.
Oh no. Sharpie.
You can't see it if you write it on
Yeah,
a.
give them silver Sharpies.
Yeah, we got a silver Sharpie right
yeah,
there.
we use for signing.
Yeah. Okay, fine. But yeah,
We should sign Sputnik and send it to somebody.
Sputnik stays here.
Spudnik is ours.
Paid good money for Sputnik.
All right.
You didn't watch that Buddies movie.
I didn't.
You would agree to keep Sputnik if you had seen
Would
him.
I?
He's
Yeah,
cute.
Spudnik's pretty good.
Was he Russian? Like,
Yes. He was the Russian cosmonaut dog.
yeah. Did they murder him?
No.
He lived.
So not factual.
No.
Correct.
This is before we went to cyber war with Russia again. This was back when it was like, oh, Russia's cute.
No, I'm pretty sure like we knew they murdered that dog like long time ago.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh, you mean
Not in the Buddies
Laika?
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Buddies universe. is
Buddies
fine.
universe exists in a land of mirth and happiness.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing but puppies.
Right.
Puppy.
Where a dog can become world wrestling champion.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing but puppies.
Yeah.
And then
However,
sometimes
he
they have
has
to
a
get new
manager who
puppies
wants to
because they
mismanage his career.
murdered the other puppies.
Oh, just that one time, man.
Puppies.
Just yes, you're right. Just that one time. You know, that Hitler guy, he just murdered some people just that once.
Hey,
I
man.
mean, get over
And
it.
Not even once. Murder. Not even once.
I mean,
So
that was just an
Murder is the
oopsie.
gateway murder.
Just a little oopsie.
Yeah, just a whoops.
Yeah,
Whoopsie doodle.
yeah. It was the whoopsies and the Hutus.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay.
Nah. Yeah, let us get out of the holidays before we do some merch stuff.
Yeah, I need to run that poll about enamel pins.
Yes. Hey, yeah. If you're still listening, what do you think about enamel pins? With like, I don't know, maybe a thumbs up.
Maybe they could be a pair. Like,
Maybe it could be a pair.
Or
Yeah.
thumbs down.
Maybe it could just be a jocks,
Yeah, it could be our jocks.
or a jocks holding a bag.
I
That'd
was
be
saying,
pretty
I was
good.
saying like we had a little robot jocks, or then we could sell them in packs of 1, 2, 5.
To use as
could.
pips.
Yeah, so you could have pips, so you could like have a rank.
Yeah,
in the
because people are gonna want to cosplay us in full dress uniform.
Right.
I mean, obviously,
Because we've ever dressed anything but like schlubs ever in our entire 10-year history.
Well, we need
Well,
to
except
design.
for you. You wore a suit once.
You guys got
Half.
dressed up for my wedding.
I wore half a suit.
Yeah, but that was not for the podcast.
Remember,
Yeah.
remember I ruined that illusion. I was just
You did,
wearing
you
shorts
did.
under.
Yeah, that was really weird.
That's that's everything you've ever seen on TV, Chuck.
I know. Used to work in TV. I know how those people dress.
I'm not wearing
yeah.
pants. Film at 11.
Yeah, let us know what you think about, enamel pins and more T-shirts and other various merchandise.
Yeah.
We have a manufactory lined up for enamel pins, perhaps. So
Yeah. Personally, I think enamel pens are fucking stupid, but I recognize that there are people who are totally into them.
Yeah.
And I see them everywhere. So
Yeah.
What's your
They're much like podcasts.
problem with enamel pins?
I have no use for them.
nobody has
nobody
any
has
use
a use
for
for
them.
them.
People wear them.
It's a decoration.
Yeah,
People
that's
put them
it.
on their
That's it.
jean
And all.
jackets.
That's all, man. You're supposed to be up in the morning cooking breakfast.
Woo woo.
Anyway,
Yeah, I got them on my card.
All right. I'm out of here.
Anywho, so are we. Let's get out of here.
I'm
I'm
Mackie.
Harpco.
I'm Flacky.
I'm Snacky.
I'm PUBG.
Pub BJ.
And I'm Fuck.
All right, shut it down. Thanks for joining us
Good night.
this evening, Internet. We love you.
I love that Primus song.
Bye.